So, Gio, what would you say is a shocking truth in this world?
Tyler, that's a really good question. I would have to say a shocking truth I can come up with right now is that water is not wet.
Oh, we're doing this
It is
again.
simply water, and
Oh
it makes things
my.
wet, but it's not wet in and of itself.
So it's got the ability to make things wet,
Yes,
but not
Wait.
being wet.
it's not wet itself. It can't be wet.
But
Can-
let me
It
let
is
me a-
water.
but let me ask you this though. If I jump in a pool and then go hug Antoine, he gets wet. I'm only wet because of the water. So that means the water has to be wet.
The water is not wet. It's only the water that makes him wet. The water that's on you is the water that makes him wet. It's
Okay.
not the water itself.
The water
being
in it,
wet.
the
in
noun
itself.
water is not wet.
I am
okay.
so glad you brought up water
Okay.
because the truth that I have is that I can walk on
I
water.
knew.
I knew
Why
he was
did I
gonna
know
say
he was
that.
gonna say
I
that?
knew he
No,
was
but
gonna
I
say
actually have a
that.
shocking truth that this has recently happened, but that all sports are scripted.
I literally told him no conspiracy theories.
But wait,
I
That's
like
exactly
it. Just
where
run
he
with it,
just
bro.
ran
Run
right
with
into
but wait,
What do
I
you have to
have
say?
actually proof because there's a TikTok that kind of came up on my page that
Okay.
went viral, and it's not AI generated because it went viral and it didn't say it at the bottom. So there was this female content creator that was sitting in the stands at a Manchester City game.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw it.
I did not.
So the guy that's next to her is recording her, and her phone went off, and
Oh wait, was that
It-
like the goal happened before it,
said,
went in?
It said, "Oh, Manchester City scored Bernardo Silva," and it was 2
Yeah.
seconds before the goal, and the guy
Interesting.
pans to the pitch,
I did see that.
and he scored the goal.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, what's that about? That's making me trip right now. I'm tripping right now.
Yeah, so
What is
she
that?
she got the notification, I think 2 or 3 seconds before the goal was
Okay,
scored.
I don't like this.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Time is interesting,
Yeah.
but this is off
It's
topic.
besides the point. But as
Yeah.
you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, and based on the first like minute and a half of this video, we're going to be revealing one shocking truth about every NBA playoff team. So we did this last year, but we just did it about the second round teams. And, normally around this time we do our X Factor tier list, but I feel like one round is not enough time to determine impact. Like look at 2021, for example. Joe Harris torched the Boston Celtics in the first round. And then games 3 through 7 against the Milwaukee Bucks, he basically was a shell of his former self. So we're going to give them a little bit more time to either pick up the slack or, give them time to falter off if they're going to, because we're going to be more harsh on these rankings this year. We're not going to be lenient. We're not going to stack everyone up in S tier and whatnot. But today we're going to be revealing the shocking truth, and this could be a good thing or a bad thing. Just because something is shocking doesn't mean it's bad. I know like in the UK, like the term shocking is like, oh my God, he had like a stinker of a game.
How do you say it in the UK accent?
Like shocker, like shocking. Like,
You wanker.
okay, yeah. Rapidly moving on from that. But boys, it's episode 106. It's the first episode of May, even though we're recording this in April. How we doing?
Tired.
We're living. Gio, you matched the wall.
Yeah, I always do.
You do. He actually matches my eyes.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, you're so tough. You got green eyes.
Yeah,
yo.
dude. Part of the 2%.
Oh,
I actually just
yeah.
had an eye infection this past weekend. So that's why we're kind of recording this in 2 days because
Very
we've been
well, yeah.
forced to kind of change the schedule around.
Yeah.
But I'm doing
I got
much better.
I got a broken finger.
You do.
This
yeah.
guy got an eye thing. What you got, Anthony?
I don't really have
His
anything.
nose is
got
just too
nothing?
big. That's just kind of the problem.
Yeah, I really
So,
don't have
it is
anything.
what it is. But, one real quick thing I wanted to mention before we start, with the segments and everything. Did you see the whole thing Frank Isola said about Kenny Beecham the other day?
Who's Kenny Beecham?
King of the fourth quarter? That's crazy. Dude lives under a rock.
Do you know who
You
Kenny?
don't know who that is, bro?
You don't know who Kenny is.
Come on, bro.
Did Through the Wire with House of Highlights, does numbers on the board with ESPN.
Kenny, bro.
Bulls fan, does a lot of 2K simulations. I'm shocked right now. Kenny, if
too.
you're watching this, I'm so sorry. But essentially, he's doing NBA radio now. And Frank Isola said, who's big? Who has a bigger name, me or Kenny Beecham?
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, Brian Scalabrine was on there with him and brought him back down to earth.
Oh, I know who that is.
bro.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was
long.
his name.
It took
That's
you that long,
insane.
bro.
You
Okay,
just-
never mind.
You just embarrassed yourself in front of everybody.
Even I know who that is.
But that's besides the point. And everyone's been going on a whole tirade of like, oh, who's a bigger name, Frank Isola or Kenny Beecham? Like, Frank Isola, I only know who he is because of the Nets pregame shows.
Yep.
That's literally the only reason why. Bro is irrelevant besides the fact. And this is why I don't like mainstream media in sports because, it's kind of that whole like putting yourself on this pedestal where Kenny's one of the hardest working, most universally loved people in this space. So going at him specifically is kind of a crazy thing. So,
Yeah. I mean, Frank Isola also has like cameos on ESPN, and he was a regular on Around the Horn, which is now a canceled show.
Yeah.
And that could be a reason why.
He has a good point. But anyways, that's besides the point. Shout out Kenny and everything he does. Because of this, we're going to link him down below. Everyone knows who he is. So definitely go subscribe if you somehow haven't already. And if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Get us to 11,000 subs, guys. We're like 70 subs away. I think we didn't hit it, unfortunately, by May 1st. But let's try and get there as soon as we can.
Yeah.
If you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, leave a review, answer the polls, all that good stuff. Follow our socials down in the description below. Follow our personal ones on the bottom of the screen. See my guy Giovanni. Get him to 1 million Instagram followers. Be sure to join the Discord, follow the Twitch, check out the House of Highlights content. And boys, I think that's all the normal stuff. We're going to obviously do our first 45 minutes to an hour of news. There's only 2 segments today before the main segment because we are doing the shorts compilation for April. So you see that probably later this week. And do we have anything else to say before we dive into the first segment?
Let's go.
Into the first segment we go. So as per usual on the show, we start things off with a news segment. And spoiler alert, we have a massive one. And this actually broke this morning at the time of filming. So we're recording this on Wednesday, April 29th, 2026. You'll obviously see the rest of this episode when we film it tomorrow on the 30th. So we're just going to put the tweet on the screen from Shams Charania. So this is about the tanking and lottery stuff. So back, a few weeks ago, we talked about how Adam Silver was trying to change the whole idea of not tanking and making teams like play meaningful basketball, regardless of when you're in the playoffs or not. And the tweet from Shams Charania says, the NBA has disclosed to its 30 GMs a singular new anti-tanking reform that expands the draft lottery to 16 teams, flattening the odds, and having a relegation zone where the bottom 3 teams are penalized with fewer lottery balls for the number 1 pick.
Can I just say something first?
Yeah.
Out of every sport to adopt the word relegation from soccer, NBA was probably my last one to do that.
I think the NFL is probably the last one because the NFL, there's no like lower league.
Yeah.
It's basically just them.
Exactly.
But the NBA is like right there with it. So it's crazy already in and of itself. Then Shams
What the heck does relegation mean?
So you move downward.
You
So
move
like
down.
in England, right, you have the Premier League and the bottom 3 teams get relegated to the championship. So you get
Relegated.
demoted to the league below.
Yeah,
That's
because
what that
in
means.
soccer, there's tiers of professional football.
Correct.
Not like here, we only have 1 league. In soccer, there's tiers.
So if
Gotta
they
work
were,
your way
if I'll give you an example, if they were to adopt this in the NBA, let's just say the Wizards get relegated and a G League team comes up. That's basically what it would
Yeah.
mean. But the G League teams are not NBA franchises, so
Exactly.
there won't be any of that happening in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Shams obviously went on to quote tweet saying the 3-2-1 lottery proposal named to represent the number of lottery balls per team would expand the lottery from 14 to 16 teams, as we mentioned previously. Teams that do not qualify for the playoffs or play-in tournament, but stay out of the relegation zone, which is spots 4 through 10, would receive 3 lottery balls each. So which means if you're in that spot, you get the highest chance at getting the number 1 pick. Teams with the bottom 3 record, which is the relegation zone, would have just 2 lottery balls, but have a floor of the 12th pick, while the rest of the 13 lottery teams could fall as far as the 16th pick. So just to put that into perspective, currently right now, the Washington Wizards have the worst record in the NBA, are in the number 1 spot for the lottery. The farthest they can fall back is 5. In this new system, they can fall back 11 spots to the 12th pick, which is basically the end of the current day lottery. It's insane. Teams, and then it says the 9th and 10th play-in seeds in each conference receive 2 lottery balls, each, while the losers of the 7-8 play-in game only receive 1. In addition, no team would be able to win the top pick in consecutive years or be able to win 3 consecutive top 5 picks. Teams also would not be able to protect picks in the 12 to 15 slots going forward. So essentially what Adam Silver is saying is that a team that wins 10 games in a season would have the same chance at getting the number 1 pick as a team that loses in the play-in tournament. That's crazy. Do we have any initial thoughts on that as the official rules?
I'm going to go back. So I think I'm a little confused how Shams worded the first paragraph. He said, teams that not qualify for the playoffs or play-in, but stay out of relegation zone. So we're talking the teams spots. What does 4
So
through 10
essentially,
mean?
again in the lottery, so the 3 worst teams in the league would be in the relegation zone.
Correct. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
4 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
if I'm being honest, who the hell proposed this idea?
Adam Silver.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sorry.
literally what it
And
is.
who the hell decided to make this public and sign off on it? The
So
owners?
so tell me what's wrong with that.
You don't see what's wrong with
No,
it?
no, tell me. I want you to tell me.
It makes no sense.
You're,
There's no sense at all to that.
But why?
there are teams in this league that genuinely suck and lack star power. And it's essentially just going to be a skill issue at that point where in Adam Silver's mind, you're trying to decentivize tanking.
Can I give you an
Wait,
example?
can I finish first?
Okay, go ahead.
You're going to decentivize tanking first. In that situation, let's just say no team is tanking because you really can't anymore. There's going to be teams that are trying to fight for the fourth worst record in the NBA. And if you're a team like the Wizards this year, for example, and the Wizards are fighting tooth and nail to get out of the top 3, and they just genuinely stink and don't have the star power, they're going to get penalized for it for just sucking.
Can I also throw in another thing? A la the 8th seed Miami Heat that made it to the finals a few years ago. They went to the finals through the play-in. So you're telling me a team that could possibly make the finals could also get the number 1 overall pick a month later?
Well, going back to your previous point that the NBA, or not just NBA, all sports is rigged, right? Isn't that what you said? Then by that point, we can say that Adam Silver is not going to let that happen.
But the problem is, though, is that the past 2 lottery winners have been play-in teams, the Hawks in 2024 and the Mavs last year. And the difference is that the Wizards can just fall to number 5 now. But in this new system, they could fall 11 spots back to number 12.
You want to know what will confirm that the lottery is rigged this year? Not just for all of us 3, but maybe the whole NBA. What? I'm sorry, Tyler, to put your team into this, but the Nets win the lottery.
No, it won't. If the lottery will be rigged, if all the teams that have been tanking don't get into the top 4. If the Wizards, Pacers, and Nets get booted out of the top 4 and they bring in like teams that are trying to win or teams that make a trade, like if Giannis gets moved and the Bucks let's say the Bucks get the number 2 pick, for example, and then they trade Giannis, that was probably a favor that was done. Just like with the Mavs last year, you trade Luka Doncic, we'll give you Cooper Flag.
Right.
But
That
why?
makes sense.
But if you're the NBA and you have one New York team that's getting a lot of money and you want the Nets to get back in there, why wouldn't you give them the number 1 overall pick?
Because the Nets were tanking. It's clear as day that they were. If
Okay.
Adam Silver is really against tanking, then that's kind of the problem.
So then what if they do get it then? Though? And that we have that
Then we'll know.
conversation of
Exactly. We'll have to just see
that.
what happens.
Okay.
But we'll go with some more tweets from Shams here. He says high-ranking officials across the NBA believe this new anti-tanking reform will de-incentivize losing while drawing lottery balls for all 16 qualifying teams. It also incentivizes winning, particularly during the second half of the season, as the teams ranked near the bottom 3 would want to get out of the relegation zone, while a team above them will work for victories to stay out of the zone. And then he went on to quote tweet with Adam Silver said on a recent competition committee call, saying, "We should have a system where you should hate to lose. It shouldn't be a badge of honor. Losing should be uncomfortable." But that just means that teams that are going to be trying to win but don't have the facilities to win are going to get penalized because they're just not good enough. And those are the teams that need the number 1 pick.
Well, that's one way to look at it. How I'm looking at it is teams are now going to fight tooth and nail to win. And we're going to see a more competitive NBA, whether the team is bad or whether the team is good. It's going to be competitive nonetheless.
But it's not though,
Can I
because at the
also-
end of the
I
day,
don't know.
when you have 3 teams that are really bad, and they're going to wind up getting someone in the draft that's not going to help them. Meanwhile, a team that's going to be 11th in the West gets the number 1 pick. They're going to get a huge advantage. And you're going to see teams like the Wizards, for example, be bad for a lot longer because they're not going to be able to draft Alex Sarr at number 2 for who knows how long.
I see what you're saying.
I'm going to say this. I mean, fans pay to go to the games. They should be putting out the best product on the court regardless. And that goes for any sport. The problem with this is that a lot of the NBA teams are not on the same caliber as playoff teams and may not be able to win as easy as they think it is. Because some rookies are not up to par to some of the greats in the league right now, obviously in the playoffs,
Veterans,
all the other teams. Also, if they're trying to if this is going to be like a sprint to get out of the relegation zone with 5 games to go, you're going to see a lot of injuries because players are going to be you're going to have pressure on the players to get them out of that. So you're going to have coaches playing them a lot more, owners and general managers saying, hey, we need to win to get out of this. And the players are going to be a lot more pressure. It's going to be kind of a whole big and if they don't win, then you're going to get a whole other thing as well. It's a kind of a big toss up,
Well,
honestly.
to piggyback off of that too, tanking teams, remember, are they trying to lose? Yes, but that's also the time when you play your young guys and get them reps to get better.
very
If you're a
true.
team like the Wizards, I'm always using the Wizards right now because they're just an easy example. If you're trying to get out of the bottom three, you're going to be playing Trae Young and Anthony Davis the whole time. Whereas you have guys that need reps, like Will Riley, for example, would not have gotten this opportunity if this lottery system was in place.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing we've had two generational draft classes in the last 3 years. That's why teams were egregiously tanking. And we saw it in like 2024. We didn't see much of that because the draft class was bad. Next year's draft class isn't going to be that good either. Yeah. So teams were more incentivized to tank now because you could get a Victor Wembanyama, you could get an AJ Debance, you can get a Cooper Flag. That's just kind of how it goes. And on the screen right now, we have a graphic from Lev Akabas. He's like a lot of like cool NBA like stats and graphics and stuff like that. And this is the lottery system of all three eras of the NBA when they expanded the lottery to 14 teams. So from 1994 to 2018, as you can see, the team with the worst record had the highest chance to get the number one pick at 25%. And then it just gradually got lower as the teams got better towards the playoffs. Then Adam Silver decided to change that in 2019, and he flattened the lottery odds. This, in my opinion, was the biggest mistake he could have made because that is what caused teams to incentivize tanking a lot more. Because now the bottom three teams all have an equal chance at getting the number one pick at 14%, and it's like slowly goes down. But remember, we've seen the number one pick, like whoever's gotten the worst record in this format has never won the lottery. So you have a 48% chance of falling back to number 5 in this system. And obviously now, look at this, bro. It looks like a bell curve. It's ridiculous. You're telling me the bottom 3 teams at 5% to get the number one pick has not only worse chances than the teams ranked ahead of them, but the teams that are in postseason basketball have the same amount of lottery balls as the teams. I think the Wizards won like 16 games this year, something like that. That's egregiously bad.
Yeah. I see what he's trying to do, but I don't think this is done the right way. I actually agree to a certain extent, but now that I'm seeing this graphic, it looks really bad.
Yeah.
It does.
Tyler, can I also echo, because you said the 94 to 2018 didn't incentivize tanking? I mean, it kind of did, though, because if you have the worst record, you have 25% chance of getting the
No, but the
number
thing
overall
is,
pick.
What I'm saying is that look at the increase
in percentage.
in percentages.
Yes.
25 drops to 14, and then look at a team like this. Look at a team like the sixth worst record. This is where the Sixers were last year. A 6.3% chance back in 2018. It leaps up to 9%, and they wind up getting VJ Edgecombe. That little bit of percentage helps. And look at the Mavs. Back in the old system, they'd have a 0.6% chance. That 1.5% chance wound up vaulting them to the number one pick. So it's a slight increase there. I mean, and look at the percentage increase for some of these. Like 0.5% leaps up to 5.4. And forget the percentages. That's 2 lottery balls. So the teams ranked 4 through 10 have 3. The teams at 5.4 have 2, and the 2 teams at 2.7 only have 1. So you're telling me a team that essentially loses the play-in and then loses the next game still has a chance at getting, like, it's a playoff team. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, I mean, this got to go through how many rounds of approval? The owner's approval.
I think they already approved it.
They've already approved it today.
It's already approved.
Oh, it's approved.
All 30 GMs met today or
They all deemed it
yesterday, and
necessary.
they all, I don't know if they all did.
Shams
Or most-
tweeted that
most
it's been
did.
approved?
Yes,
Yeah,
that,
it said it
literally
right here.
the first tweet was Shams saying they disclosed the new plan. So it's basically going to be the situation.
The relegation zone, that's the
bottom three.
5.4%
But-
right there. I think, look, hear me out. I think that's a good thing. That part, that little portion right here.
Right.
Teams are fighting to get out of that. I think that's super good. I think that's
But-
competitive basketball, but I think you have to change the percentages a little
It's not
bit.
even
you can't
that,
have
though.
8% for all these teams.
You can't penalize a team for just not being good enough. They could, like, a team next year can genuinely just stink, and they're going to get penalized for just being bad when they're trying to win. That's the problem at hand here. And
I see.
And it's not like, let's also not
You have
act.
to do something with it because tanking is an issue.
But no, it's
So
not.
you have to do something.
It's-
I think it is.
It's not an issue. Let's not act like tanking hasn't worked, because
Well, we know tanking works, but it's an issue for the product of basketball.
I don't think it is.
I think it is.
Experience, like right now, what's important
in terms of money as well.
What's important to the NBA right now is putting a good product out on the floor.
Yeah.
And you have many different teams with many different aspirations. So you look at a team like the Thunder, their fans expect winning basketball, championships, and just making deep playoff runs. You look at a team like the Miami Heat, who just want to see the team play competitively, play well, and try and do something in the playoffs. And then you have a team like mine in the Brooklyn Nets. I did not want us to win games. I actually when you're bad, you want to tank. You enjoy the process because you're seeing the young guys get reps in, and you have a chance at getting a franchise cornerstone in June.
Right.
And that's the most important thing. And again, back to your point, Antoine, about the lottery potentially being rigged. If Adam Silver's got a problem with this and the lottery truly was rigged, then you wouldn't have given the San Antonio Spurs 3 top 5 picks in a row that gave them Wemby, Castle, and Dylan Harper.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous. And we also saw that the Thunder were in Adam Silver's ear about this when they weren't egregiously tanking for Chet Holmgren.
Right.
Yeah.
Like all the good teams right now. I think the Pacers are the only team as currently constructed that did not tank for their core. They traded them.
And also to echo, we said this a long time ago when we brought up the tanking, the biggest proponent and GM of this rule being in place is Sam Presti. I don't know if you remember you saying that long. We brought it up a long time ago.
The Thunder were in Adam Silver's ear.
Yeah.
That was basically what it is. Like the Thunder tanked, the Spurs tanked, the Rockets tanked. Like all these teams tank for top picks.
I mean, I still think there's good reason to come up with a system. I'm not saying this is the system to come up with. I think there is good reason to come up with a system that would try to prevent people or teams from tanking.
Yeah.
Because tanking, I think, is an issue. And what it does, let me finish my point. What it does for the NBA is fans don't want to watch those games anymore. So therefore, you know what I'm saying? Like fans don't pay to watch a game of basketball that's not competitive. And so that's where they're thinking. They're thinking from a money perspective. They're like, if we can't sell tickets, what are we doing? Right. And so what they want is a competitive league. A competitive league is the most exciting league to watch.
I get it. I think the biggest problem, I think the tanking thing became more prominent this year because of the Pacers getting fined. And I think the Pacers were tanking, and we have kind of, very real facts to that because of what happened, just because the state they were in. Boston, we thought we were going to tank, completely changed, mid-season when they were shooting up the rankings. We'll see where Indiana gets their ball this year and where they pick. If they are top 3, if they're out of the top 3. So, I understand both your side. I don't think it's a big issue at the current moment in time. The thing with it is that I think we've just seen a lot of stacked draft classes in the past 3 years.
I want to see this play out, this system. I want to see it for a year or two.
Like Tyler said, we're going to have a draft where we have a Zachary Reese-Shea go 1.
Yeah.
And Sargo, and that's not even close to Wemby, Cooper, DeBanza.
Right. You're basically just relying on steals. And we're going to put another tweet on the screen from Underdog where they kind of have a little bit more of an insight to some of the more specific rules. So obviously we know it expands to 16 teams. We know about the relegation zone. It says teams cannot, we already talked about the protection of picks. It starts next year. So the 2026 draft this is the last year of this current system. And then it's going to run through 2029, and then they will reevaluate.
3 years.
So actually, you were right. The vote is to finalize the proposal on May 28th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So 1 month from now, we'll kind of get a general idea. And then we're going to put a tweet on the screen from Mr. Mark Cuban, who, to be honest with you, the NBA kind of fell apart as soon as he sold the Mavs. Because Luka's gone, we're seeing this BS, and it's a lot that he said.
I think he's regretting.
But I'll kind of give you an insight of what he's saying. He said, when you flatten the odds, the number of trades will explode. It was impossible to know who would win the tankathon in the offseason, and the leading tankers aren't trading their picks at the deadlines. But you can have a good idea of who isn't a top 8 team in your conference, and teams will do everything they can to trade for their firsts. Get 2 non-playoff firsts in a draft, and you have a good shot of having better odds than the bottom 3 this year. And even 2 picks at 5.4% each makes you the equal of a tankathon 4 or 5 team who usually have much higher odds of getting the number 1 pick. So the question is, what puts you in a position to trade for first? Cap room at the deadline, teams that were headed into the second apron and needed saving. Give me that future first. So the Knicks are going to be a very struggling team in that case, because if they wind up collapsing in the next few years, the Nets have their picks. And because the Knicks won't be a bottom feeder team, they could easily just finish 11th in the East or losing the play-in, and the Nets have a good chance at getting that pick at number 1.
Right.
And then he said down here, just imagine if you have a good young team, but just not good enough to win a ring, and you believe the best player ever is coming this draft, you literally could trade your future firsts plus your really good young value players, and when combined with your own pick or picks you already had, get 5 firsts that give you, with some luck, a 40.5% chance at winning the lottery. Still an almost 60% chance you won't, but it sure would be interesting as it plays out. The good news for the NBA is that the bottom 3-2-1 is smart. The better news for Shams, the trade rumors are going to be off the charts as teams try to aggregate up to get the best odds they can. So a lot of good insight there from Mark Cuban, and that's essentially all the tweets that we have regarding this. So I guess just in totality, we'll kind of close the segment with, I guess, how do you see this working out in the NBA for the next 2 years, should this get approved in 4 weeks? Sorry, UG.
I don't like how they came up with this this idea for tanking. I do admit it myself that tanking is an issue. So I don't see, if this gets proposed and it gets passed and everything, I don't think this is going to work out well for the league. I think they should come up with something else that would be better for those bottom teams. Maybe just higher the percentages at the bottom teams, but keep sort of that sort of bell curve that you mentioned, but just lower the percentages for the playoff teams. Like, they shouldn't really have a 5.4, 2.7% chance of getting a number 1 pick. That makes no sense.
Right, the same as the worst record in the league. It's egregious.
That shouldn't be the case. But I still do like the idea of the relegation thing. I do. Because you shouldn't have teams wanting to be the worst in the league. No, it shouldn't be the case. That's just my opinion. But once again, lower those percentages for those playoff teams, and then I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Antoine?
Yeah. I think that's the easiest solution at the current moment in time. But you can always tweak things. Mark Cuban has a lot of knowledge on this new system. The type that tweet out, I don't know half the things he said, but Tyler said it pretty good.
Yeah.
For being an owner that's out of the sports right now, and it's unfortunate he is because he's one of the best owners that we've had growing up in our generation.
Yeah.
For the team he built out, and it's sad to see what his team has gone to, but it seems like it's gonna be okay after all. At the end of the day, I don't think this should pass. For a few reasons. The biggest reason is obviously the middle teams getting an edge, and the trading getting a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? The trading getting more
like hectic.
Yeah, hectic, prevalent, and where teams are getting broken up for this whole rule for just 3 years. Keep in mind, and then if it gets reevaluated, it's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the whole reason why it's gotten to this point is because the new CBA, and CJ McCollum is enemy number 1 for this. So I don't know why the whole NBA PA signed off on the new CBA. I don't know what they saw in this to make their teams better and make themselves look better for, just overall. I mean, is the CBA a 5-year thing? Is it a 10-year thing? I think it's 5 years.
Yeah.
So they got to wait another few years to figure it. Maybe 2029, that makes sense because they're going to vote on the lottery again. So
that's when they'll make tweaks. They might keep it. Adam Silver could be satisfied with what he sees because he believes in his own vision. And I'm sure his ego would not allow him to listen to the backlash, because there's been a ton of backlash all day.
I see it.
About this from everybody, and this is the problem. And
I don't think it's going to work.
We saw. I want to piggyback off the CBA because we saw the 2017 Warriors and we saw all these teams just become ridiculously dominant. We saw the same finals 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row, something like that.
And we're tired of it.
And we were tired of it because they were able to just re-sign their guys. There was really no, it was just a luxury tax. Owners would pay that. Now there's penalties. You get your draft picks taken away if you're in the second apron for a while and a bunch of stuff. So already you're penalizing the title contenders because your window has shrunk. Could you imagine if the Nuggets were able to just bring back their core after winning the championship? But no, they had to rely on rookies and bench players that weren't proven, and they couldn't get it done the year after. That's why defending champs don't last. That's why I think the Thunder are the only legit chance, because none of their guys are making copious amounts of money right now.
Right.
They'll run into cap problems later on in the decade, but it's okay right now. Whereas you see teams like Boston, you see teams like Phoenix, even teams that don't win, have some of the highest payrolls in the NBA. That's why Kevin Durant was traded. So you're already penalizing them. And what happens when a team that needs to blow it up, you need to regroup, retool, and you tank for a future star player? Tanking is the worst kept secret in the NBA, and it is the best recipe for the NBA. I think, in my opinion, this as far, funny enough, this is the Shocking Truth episode. The shocking truth is that Adam Silver is ruining the NBA with this method. There is absolutely, coming from a team that has been tanking for pretty much most of their existence, it works if you know how to draft. And some teams do know how to draft, like the San Antonio Spurs. Some teams, like the Knicks, don't know how to draft. And at the end of the day, if you're bad, that doesn't mean you don't deserve to get a number one pick. How come if you win the lottery, you're not allowed to get the number one pick again? You've literally gift wrapped the Spurs' future. I'm not impressed with the way their team is built because it's been gifted to them by the lottery. That's why I'm impressed by teams like the Pacers. They built their teams through trading and everything. Obviously now they're just in a gap year. That's why they tanked. But when it comes down to this system, tanking works. The biggest mistake they could have made was flattening the odds to begin with, because that just incentivized tanking to even more egregious levels. And now you're in a situation where who knows what situations teams are going to be in, because you could win a championship and you might be toast in 2 years because your guys are going to want more money, and you're not going to be able to get off of them easier now because draft picks are going to have different weight to them.
Yeah, I mean, to echo off the Spurs thing, I mean, you kind of reward the team that was a generational team growing up with us, with TP, Tim Duncan, Manu, and they were sucking for a little bit, and they get rewarded with three guys that changed their whole trajectory in the next decade or so within 5 years.
Yeah.
So, is it luck? Maybe not. I mean, it could be a lot of things. It could be luck, honestly. Who knows? But Adam Silver is kind of, losing a lot of grip on his, the power he has right now. I mean, he is the commissioner, but he's treading on a lot of just bad things going on in the league that we've talked about throughout the year. You can go back to our podcasts throughout the year and what's going on, and just also the segments. But how's this going to work even when the expansion teams come along? They're going to be sucking for like the first couple years. How are you going to reward them?
Well, the other thing too, the other thing too, and there was a tweet that I'll put it on the screen to close this segment off, saying the new lotto system rewards teams who stay in the bottom 4 through 10. If this system had been instituted back in 2018, this would be the Chicago Bulls' current roster based on where they picked. You ready for this? Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, Franz Wagner, Cooper Flagg, Victor Wembanyama.
Oh my God. Was it the Western Conference All-Stars over here?
Basically, because remember, there's 3 number one picks, but none of them were in back-to-back years.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So because if you finish in that subsection of spots, you can easily get the number one pick one year. Then you get a top 5 pick from finishing like 8th best in the conference or whatever. And it's like a whole domino effect. So for me, at the end of the day, this is a disaster. And I think the GMs really need to lock in here, because this is just going to cause them a lot more trouble going forward, because tanking works. Whether you hate it or whether you like it or hate it or not, tanking works. Your favorite team is the way they are because they egregiously tanked to get their star players. About 95% of the teams have done this. And it's been a situation like this for the entirety of the league's history. Adam Silver, do not try to reinvent the wheel. Do not try to be that guy, because you're just making the wrong decision. So,
yeah,
I like it. Tyler, look, even though I disagree with you, man, you raise a very good point.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't think he's wrong at all, because we've seen it happen in the past. Besides super teams that have come together with free agency and other things, of course, this is the only way where you can replenish your team and have a shot actually to, have it in your hands. Free agency you can have in your hands too, but you can't persuade stars with, smaller markets, large markets. They're always going to tend to that larger market. Depends, obviously the money being involved.
Yeah, like out of the good teams in the NBA right now, the Pacers, Knicks, and Nuggets are the only teams that didn't egregiously tank for their core.
Yeah.
So it's at the end of the day,
I think tanking for the Knicks is unheard of.
Well, I mean, you tanked for Zion and failed miserably, so you kind of just stopped doing that. Kristaps,
Kristaps was not a tank. They were really bad.
Yeah, they were just bad.
Yeah, they were really bad.
Because remember, that was before the 14% lottery kind of kicked into effect. So, it is what it is. Hopefully the GMs open their eyes and realize this is a bad decision. So that concludes the NBA tanking odds and stuff like that. Let us know down in the comments. Is this good for the league? I know all of you are probably going to say it's bad for the league, and I really hope so, because I like to think our community knows ball. And I think if you believe in this system, there's something wrong with you.
If you do, give us your takes and points on it.
Yeah, tell us why.
We will maybe revisit it when they vote a month from now.
Yes, hopefully not. And we will be live on May 10th at 3 p.m. for the lottery. So yeah, let us know. And boys, I know you have to go. So by the time you see this next segment, it's going to be a new change of clothes, a new day, and everything. So we'll see you in the next segment at the snap of a finger. Welcome back. It is the next day, and it's pretty late. So we hope you guys do enjoy today's episode, because we're probably going to be here till at least around midnight by the time this whole thing is done and uploaded into the files.
I don't think so.
But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the surprise segment. So if you're new around here, this is the segment where we kind of bring something new and fresh to the table. It could be anything from jersey rankings to Bleacher Report lists to the best player at every NBA age and a bunch of stuff like that. It's just a place where we can have fun and not talk analytical basketball. So last week, if I remember correctly, we took a look at those leaked concepts of the 2026 NBA Christmas jerseys, which were pretty cool, actually. I'm not going to lie. I kind of enjoyed it. So if you guys do want to go check that out, the link is down in the description below, or click the link above Gio's head. This week, I ain't gonna lie, we got a controversial one this week.
I like it.
And Giovanni Squatteri is going to crash out numerous amounts of times.
Maybe.
We're reacting to a player rankings list.
Okay, I'm going to crash out.
But it is not from our friends over at Bleacher Report. It is not from our friends over at ESPN. It is not from our friends over at CBS Sports.
Oh, I know.
It is from USA Today.
Oh.
So, obviously, for those international viewers that do not know, this July 4th will be the 250th anniversary of the United States. In 1776, the Declaration was signed and everything. The rest was history. And what USA Today is doing is they're doing a top 25 list of everything America-based.
Okay.
So top 25 chefs, top 25 actors, top 25 baseball players.
Athletes.
And they just released their top 25 greatest basketball players of all time.
Oh, wow.
I am going to heavily, and I mean heavily, disclaimer this, because I know people don't pay attention. This is just American players.
Okay.
When I looked at the comments section on Twitter and on the article, I just saw a bunch of, where's Hakeem? Where's Jokic? They're not from America. So I just want to make that point abundantly clear for you guys. So you guys don't raise your blood pressure and crash out at us, because it's just not our fault.
It's a good thing you said that.
Yeah. Because even when I looked at the list for the first time, I'm like,
Where's
dude,
Jokic?
Where's Jokic? Where's Hakeem?
Yeah.
I'm getting pissed off. And then I realized it was just Americans. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to basically just look at it in blocks of 5. So from 25 to 21, and then all the way up to the top 5.
Okay.
And we're basically just going to see y'all's reactions to this. So do we have any questions, comments, concerns before we kind of dive right in?
Should I bring up my top 25?
No.
No?
No,
No.
we're not
Leave
going
it
to be here
alone?
for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Look, I just wanted to compare and contrast. That's
Exactly. We're just
You
gonna
did that
be-
already?
Well, no, because our top 25 was all players.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
like I said, we had Akeem in our top 10 or Jokic in our top 15.
Yeah.
So I am going to link the article down in the description, or at least to the tweet, because I can't find the exact article where you guys can go see it. It's on Legion Hoops' account, so shout out to them.
Okay.
And we're going to start off, boys, with 25 through 21. And I'll just read it for the audio listeners. And here, I'm in the wrong thing. And here is the first 5 players. So number 25 is George Mikan. 24 is John Havlicek. 23 is Isaiah Thomas. 22, David Robinson. And 21 is the Nasty Man.
Is that the father?
Why would I'm not even saying the son. Why would the little one be on here?
Dude.
David Robinson and Malone, 22 and 21.
I mean, I have nothing wrong with this, to be honest.
Okay.
Can I actually make a hot take?
Yeah, please.
I feel like for players specifically, I feel like George Mikan is like anywhere between top 5 and top 10 most influential players ever.
Wow.
Because the Mikan drill.
Yeah.
The little layup thing?
Yeah.
The
I
left
feel like
hand,
George
right hand?
I feel like George Mikan was like he was the pioneer for finishing around the rim.
I get
I
that.
guess.
I get that.
What year did he play? Like the 50s?
Way back in the days of yore.
Yeah.
When, you know, it was
I guess
the-
you got to put someone from that era in the.
I feel like if there's
top
anyone,
25.
I mean, who would you put in that era? John Monken? Like,
Yeah, right, yeah.
clearly not him.
Yeah.
But with George Mikan, I mean, like, he was the face of the Minneapolis Lakers, won
Yeah.
most of those championships
Yeah.
before they transitioned to LA. I feel like he's just one of the more overlooked old timey players because he just wasn't as good. But I feel like his influence was there.
Look here, the only issue here is I just feel like Russell Westbrook is better than George Mikan. That's just me.
Maybe he's higher on this list.
I doubt they did that, but
I gotta see.
guess we'll wait.
I gotta see more of this list before I can start reacting because we have nothing else to go off of.
Exactly. We're going to keep all the players on the list. We're just revealing it in blocks of 5. And we'll have a fresh graphic made for the show. I literally just have text and a white
Yeah.
background for these guys because this is kind of a last minute thing.
Yeah.
But that's the first set of 5. Are you ready for the next set?
yeah.
So this is players ranked 20th through 16th. And here are the next 5 players. So in 20th, we have Charles Barkley. 29th is Nets legend Kevin Garnett.
19th.
Or 19th, sorry. Number 18 is Moses Malone. 17 is Nets legend Dr. J. And 16th is the logo Jerry West. How do we
Okay.
feel?
I don't have any issues that are drastic so far.
Yeah, because like I feel like most of these players, outside of I think George Mikan's the only player that wasn't in our top 30, and
Yeah.
maybe John Havlicek too, were the only ones not in our top 30 when we
I
did
would
our
even-
100th episode.
I would even put Scottie Pippen, Allen Iverson above Mikan.
I'll put Kawhi above them too.
Kawhi Leonard.
Exactly.
I just expected him to be higher on the list.
Right.
If you know where I put Kawhi Leonard,
He could be higher on the list. You never know.
And he's not.
If you guys also do want to go check out our top 30 players of all time, the link to episode 100 is down in the description or the link above Gio's head.
Yeah.
With this, I mean, I feel like they could have ordered it differently. I would definitely put Robinson definitely above Barkley and Malone. I feel like you need a ring.
I think Malone should be above Barkley.
I was gonna say that.
In my list, I had Barkley just
Yeah.
ahead.
I don't think so.
I think until Victor Wembanyama hits his prime, I think Barkley currently right now is the best player to never win a championship.
Barkley was the more fun player to watch 100%. He was more like a superstar talent.
Yeah.
But in terms of like a career accolades, Malone, man.
That's also a fair point. He's
go-to bucket
Yeah, I mean,
getter.
yeah,
Like,
was
they
he
called
fourth
him the
all time?
postman.
Fourth all time in points.
Yeah.
Something
He's
like
a postman
that.
for a reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
Being 21 is a little crazy.
But then
I mean,
again, there's not many rebounders better than Charles Barkley. He was
Yeah.
the he was
He
the
was
round
solid.
mound of rebound for a
yeah,
reason.
he was.
Yeah, he's solid.
So,
I think about, yeah.
I guess it is
All
what
right.
it is.
Yeah,
I feel like the
let's-
list isn't as controversial as of right now. But
No.
boys, it's going to get a lot more controversial from here.
Okay, let's
Are you
see.
ready for the next set of players?
Let's go.
So these are going to be players ranked 15th through 11th.
Okay.
And here are, I keep clicking off the screen. Here is the next 5 players.
Oh my God.
So in
Wow.
15th, we have Elgin Baylor. 14th is Oscar Robertson. 13th is Allen Iverson.
I love that.
12th is Kevin Durant. And 11th is Tim
Wow.
Duncan.
Oh,
Duncan being outside the
my
top 10.
God.
That's crazy. 'Cause
I have to see who's ahead of him.
No, Duncan should absolutely, it doesn't matter, international player. Duncan should be top 7, top 8.
Because think about it this way: in our like top 10 to 15 players, the only 2 international players that can crack the top 15 for us were Jokic and Hakeem. Everybody else is from the States. So you mean to tell me there's 10 players better all time than Tim Duncan?
No shot.
I don't see that at
That's
all.
that's really bad. That means I'm scared
I
for the
really
next
don't.
tier of players here. I'm very scared. I don't know who's
I
better than
mean,
Tim Duncan.
Even
like,
Yeah.
hold on, even Kevin Durant as well.
no, KD's good where he is.
KD's
KD's
perfectly fine where he
AI
is.
is honestly very high.
I think AI and Elgin Baylor are copiously high.
Very high, but I love that.
But Elgin Baylor almost dropped 30 career points per game.
Yeah, but I don't think he has a championship.
Elgin Baylor should be probably where George Mikan is, and Mikan should not be on the list.
Yeah.
Elgin Baylor could be bottom 20, yeah, but not 25.
I
think
would put Baylor 24th.
Above Havlicek, yeah.
I would put Havlicek 25th.
Yeah.
And then I would put AI just off the list in 26th.
Okay.
Wow.
I like AI being at 13.
I'm fine.
all
I
for
don't have
it.
an issue
I
with that.
love Allen
That
Iverson.
also kind of does feed into what Becky Hammond was saying. Is love the point she made about like someone like AI when she was talking about Brunson being too small. If you notice, outside of Steph Curry, what small guys have led their team? We know he didn't. Steve Nash didn't. So it's definitely good fruit for thought in this current NBA. Isaiah Thomas did, but then again, he had a really good team around him as well. So that's why I think Cat needs to be really big for the Knicks if they want to win the championship.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But as for Tim Duncan at 11, that is egregious. That is like
dude.
that's like un-American. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't. Tim Duncan out of a top 10 is unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they put LeBron James at 1.
I think so too.
I don't know. We'll have to find out because
It's
to be
USA
honest, I
Today.
don't remember.
I have a feeling. All right, let's go. Let's see.
Go ahead.
You ready for the top 10?
Yeah.
So these are the 10 best players in USA Today's NBA history. These are players 10 through 6. And here, I keep clicking off screen.
It's okay.
Here is the next set of players. So in 10th is Shaquille O'Neal. 9th is Otto Porter Jr. 8th is Bill Russell. 7th is Larry Bird. And 6th is Magic Johnson. Gio, what is going through your mind right now?
Where the hell is Steph Curry? This is pissing me off.
Okay, so
bro.
if I am gonna shout out the top 5 right now, LeBron, Steph, MJ.
Michael Jordan's number 3. Hello.
That was
No,
flagrant.
not in any order. Not in any
okay.
order. No,
Okay.
not in any order. I'm sorry.
You saved yourself a lot of slander.
Okay,
God.
I would go LeBron, MJ, Steph. Who's 4 and 5?
I guess let's have to find that out when the time comes.
Do they put like? Wait,
Who are we forgetting? That's really Kobe.
Kareem,
Kobe.
Kobe, and Kareem. That's who it is.
Kareem is
Kareem. Wait, did they put Kareem in?
Kareem's not here yet.
Yeah.
okay. That's the top 5.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Okay. Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
Shaq being that low, Shaq and Duncan being that low is insane.
That is
I mean,
ridiculous.
they're definitely keeping the more recent players. I mean, I understand it though. If I'm being
hell?
honest,
They're really only keeping two to three recent players.
Who made this list?
USA Today?
No, but like who?
Probably
I don't
all the
know.
I need
writers.
names. I need names, and I need emails because I'm emailing this.
Can
dude.
you figure out the top 5 if it is those 5?
I can tell you
Yeah.
those are the only 5 players that aren't
Yeah.
included
eligible
yet.
for this? Yeah.
But with this set of 5, I mean, look, to me, Magic and Bird are 1,000% better than Kobe and Curry. I don't even think that's a hot take.
No.
That's just like the facts.
Yeah.
But then again, let's also think about something. This is the top 25 American players. Did they include the Olympics in this criteria? Steph has had some very incredible, notable Olympic
Yeah.
But
performances.
so has Magic. So has Bird.
And so is
Right.
Larry. Yeah.
But again, the NBA is a very "what have you done for me lately" sort of thing. And we just saw
Okay.
Steph Curry have 2 all-time performances
He did.
against Serbia and France in 2024.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's definitely part of it.
I doubt it.
It could be because if you're just doing top all time, you got to include the Olympics.
But then again, it says because the list says top 25 greatest basketball players of all time.
Yeah.
So maybe this isn't just NBA.
It's not just NBA.
Because if you think about it, Michael Jordan's won a national championship at UNC. Kareem won an undefeated season with UCLA and then won another championship. Steph Curry had an Elite 8 run with Davidson. LeBron is just LeBron. And
He didn't go to college.
Exactly. And then Kobe Bryant's just Kobe Bryant. So maybe we've been overthinking this whole thing. It's not just NBA.
Yeah.
So it's a whole world of basketball.
That definitely shoots Steph up if we're including Olympics.
I think so too.
You know.
And college.
And
I don't think
college.
that holds that much weight.
Oh, it does.
Olympics.
Olympic gold medals are like.
Remember, there's a finals every year. There's only Olympics one
Olympic
every 4
gold medals
years.
But the
hold a
thing
lot
is-
more weight than NBA championships.
The thing is, everyone expects the U.S. to win. So if like he was from Serbia and we're ranking the top Serbian players, that Olympic
Don't
gold
forget,
medal is
hold on.
insane.
Playing for the NBA and playing for your country are 2 different things.
Of course. All
Yeah.
I'm saying
There's
is
a lot more
everyone
pressure-
expects the U.S. to win.
So
Okay,
do you
but
think-
when
do
they
you think the-
lose, though, it's a different story.
Of course, there's pressure on the U.S. because
Yeah.
we expect them to win, and they should.
But what about the Redeem team? Because I feel like the Redeem team didn't have those expectations.
Yes, they did.
Well, because didn't they lose in the prior Olympics?
Yeah, because they
what I'm
weren't
saying.
trying.
Right, but they weren't expected like they were in 2024 to just wipe the floor with everybody.
Who was
Yeah.
on the Redeem team?
That's LeBron and all
Yeah.
them guys. 2012.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The early days of like this current modern NBA.
Yeah, look. First of all, Magic and Bird should be top 5. Maybe, Magic and Bird should be top 5.
Yeah.
Curry should be definitely not touched. He shouldn't even sniff top 5.
Oh my God.
He shouldn't sniff it.
Why? What is the hate that you have for
You think Curry should be in top 5?
Gio.
If you think Curry should be in top
Gio.
5, you have no business being on this show.
I don't.
Get out of here, bro.
Gio.
You, my friend?
Wait, Curry should not be
What
top
time is
5?
it, Anthony?
It's a very ballsy thing to put him in top 5.
Anthony, it's
not.
10:40. Is
But
it past your bedtime?
But for what reason? Why do you?
What do you mean for what?
Why
reason?
shouldn't Steph have an argument for top 5? I mean, if it's even
So
bottom 5.
Steph's better than Magic.
Put it
and
this way,
Bird?
Antoine. You had 0 international players in your top 10 all time, and you still had Curry in 10th.
Bro, by your
Ooh, that's
own
a very good
rankings, bro.
point.
By your own rankings,
Curry's
that's what
not better
it
than
is.
Duncan. He's not better than Shaq. He's not better than Bird. He's not better than Magic. You could argue Wilt and Russell, but
Yeah,
I
I
would
think you
still
can,
I
yeah.
would still put Wilt above Curry in my opinion. Russell, if you look at my list, Russell was way out of there.
We're not going
talking
down
about
that
that.
rabbit
Bro,
hole
I
again.
can't believe you hate Bill Russell like that. I can't believe you're disrespecting the guy with the most
Yeah.
rings in NBA history.
Look, Curry's sniffing top 10, but he's definitely not top 5.
The only way he would have gotten top 5 is had he won it all with that monstrosity of a Warriors team this year.
Yeah.
That would have been the only way, and it's not happening.
So
But
is Steph 5?
That being said, let's see.
well, we're gonna have to find out. So, are we ready for the top 5?
Yeah.
And here is the top 5.
Wow.
So in 5th is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 4th is Wardell Stephen Curry. 3rd is Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
2nd is LeBron James. And 1st, the greatest basketball player in USA Today's history is Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
No,
Wow.
that top 5 is abysmal.
I think 3 through 5 is abysmal. You can I genuinely could care less who you have 1 and 2 between LeBron and Jordan.
you're
As long
telling
as they're
me-
not 3, it's
Yeah.
fine.
You're telling me that the all-time leading scorer before LeBron broke it is below Steph Curry? That is ridiculous.
Again, I guarantee you whoever did this list, their parents probably didn't even meet when Kareem was playing. So
I really want to know. I want to know the name of the guy that made this. I really do, because
he wants all the smoke, bro.
we're gonna flood his mailbox with
Give him a bad Yelp review.
yeah, because Curry being 4 is ridiculous. It's just crazy. Even Kobe's just super high for me. Even though I'm not mad at it, I'm kind of mad at it. At the
You
same
think
time.
LeBron should be 1?
I think MJ should be 1. I'm fine with that part. MJ should be 1 in my opinion. LeBron 2, that's fine.
Yeah.
It should not be Kobe at 3. It
Kareem
shouldn't.
should be 3.
Kobe should
Kareem
be
should be
outside of
3.
the top 10. Curry should be outside of the top 10. That's how it should be. Duncan should be in the top 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this list it's a mess.
It
It's
is
a mess.
But it's good for controversy.
I guess.
It's good. Like the viewers don't want to see us agree with everything. They want to see Gio crash out.
So realistically, we're moving everybody up from 6 through 11 and moving Curry and Kobe down so that make them 11 and 12 or 10 and 11.
Well, if you're taking 2 out, pushing Duncan back up, then yes.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, one of them would go at 10 then, right?
Yeah, that'd be Curry or Kareem.
So Duncan. So
No, it'd be Curry or Kobe.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Duncan would move up to 9 or 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, like I think the way I would have it set up would be any combination of LeBron, Jordan, Kareem. Then I would go Bird, Magic, and then I would probably go like Duncan. Then I would go Shaq,
wow.
and then I
Okay.
would go like
Duncan at 6.
yeah, Duncan at 6,
Wow.
and then I would probably go for like any combination of Curry, Wilt, Russell, somewhere along those lines.
Okay.
I think the bottom half of the list is fine.
Yeah.
Once you get to the top 15, when you see
It's always
Elgin Baylor and Allen
controversial,
Iverson, it seems more of a let's not talk about accolades. Let's just talk about the eye test. That's kind of what it seems like.
Which I'm all for.
It's just a stat
but-
test.
Because let's be honest, Kobe and Curry do pass the eye test for a lot of different reasons.
Not to be top 5.
No, but I'm talking about to be as high as they are. I can see it. They're a lot more flashy than some other players on this list. Like someone in this era probably would find the way Bird played boring, for example. No, I'm not saying for me. I'm saying there's definitely someone.
They might assume that because it's
Right.
a white dude.
That's what I'm saying.
But dude was a killer.
Dude, he was a beast.
He was a killer.
Coldest white boy of all time.
Easily.
But, you know, it kind of is what it is. And yeah, do we have any, like, how do we feel about this? What we rated out of 10?
1.
The can.
I would give this a respectable 3 out of 10. Do better, USA Today.
Yeah.
Give me the name of the guy, please.
I don't
It
know
could
the
be a
name
girl
of the guy.
too.
I don't know the
Don't
name of the
worry.
guy or the
could be a
girl.
If it's a girl,
or
it's
whatever.
bad for the girls. It's not a girl.
And you
It's definitely a
and you
guy.
can't make fun of them.
No, you can't.
I'm gonna make fun of him, whoever it is.
Yeah,
Girl,
no
guy, I don't care.
discrimination.
Yeah.
But yes, that concludes USA Today's top 25 NBA players of all time in NBA history. Let us know down in the comments, what were your thoughts on this list? Who do you think deserves to be in the top 5? And boys, it's that time in the episode. Are we ready to reveal some shocking truths?
Let's do it.
Welcome to the second half of the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's the main segment. As you can tell by the title and thumbnail, we're going to be revealing one shocking truth about every NBA playoff team. So we did this last year, as I mentioned in the intro, for the second round teams, but we decided to move our X Factor tier list later on in the playoffs so we can judge some more impact based on, how these players can do. Because the first round doesn't tell the whole tale. You can definitely be found out or get better as the playoffs go along. So basically, this is just one singular thing. Could be about a player, a coach, or whatever. I just want to know what criteria did you really think of with your teams this time?
Anthony, you want to take that away? Criteria-wise, what did we do?
I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, it's just something that stick out right away. And that's kind of what made it, to be honest with you.
I would say the criteria had to be that it was shocking.
Yeah.
That's one. and then that it was truth.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember,
it couldn't be a lie.
This is not a conspiracy theory episode.
No.
We're not like coming up with like, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. No, this is something that is almost like hidden in plain sight, but not really talked about enough. Something that's going to really like, whoa, like that's crazy, shocking, almost.
Yeah.
So these are just the 16 playoff teams. Gio has 6 teams. We have 5 teams, and we're basically just going to take it in turns and reveal it. So, boys, do we have any other questions, comments, concerns before we're going to dive right in?
Let's roll.
All right, so let us know down in the comments, what is a shocking truth for your favorite team, whether you're in the playoffs or not? And Giovanni, take it away. Just make sure to mention the team so I can transition to the beautiful overlays that we have for all the franchises.
Yeah, so we're going to get started with, I think it should be a quick one. We'll see. But it's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay. Honestly, there's really nothing shocking about this team.
Yeah, you struggled coming up with one.
I really did. But if I had to say something, here it is. And I think Tyler had mentioned this previously before. The shocking truth about the Thunder is that they are on track to become one of the most dominant dynasties of all time. That's obvious. So it's not really shocking, I feel like. Is it shocking? But I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
So they didn't just beat the Suns, right? They thoroughly dismantled them.
Without J-Dub.
Without J-Dub. And so that gives them, this is what Tyler said, it gives them 3 straight first-round sweeps in the past 3 years. So that's like historical. And they're going to be a dynasty. So
I think that is kind of shocking, Antoine, just because of the second apron. We've seen all the past champs not be able to retain their guys. The Nuggets, like some of these guys are still on poison pill contracts, and it doesn't trigger till next year. There's like guys like Isaiah Joe is making like chump change for a contract. And we just think of the dominant teams as like, oh, nothing's going to beat the 96 Bulls. And then the 2017 Warriors came about. And now we're thinking like with the second apron and everything, there's no way in hell any team's going to be that good. Every time we thought it was going to be the Bucks, then it was the Warriors, then it was the Nuggets, then it was the Celtics, and now it's the Thunder. And I think this is the only team that really has a shot. I know hindsight's 2020. This team is much more not only constructed as more of a defensive team. I think their defense is a lot better, but like cap-wise, they're brilliant.
Sam Presti, bro.
He's a freak of nature.
He's insane. And then what he did with this new rule, he's encouraging Adam Silver to get this new rule with the draft. He knows what he's doing, and he's working overtime. So,
I mean, yeah, realistically, if you throw it out there, because J-Dub realistically was injured the whole season, and they were fine.
Even last playoffs.
Yeah, and they're getting it done. So, realistically, you can do it without him. And I know Tyler was calling for him to get traded last year.
Yeah.
You can do it without him. As long as SGA is on the court, you're perfectly fine.
100%.
I mean, Chet as well.
I need to see
Chet
it
there.
I need to see it later on. Like if they're playing the Spurs, I think you need J-Dub just to be safe.
Yeah, of course. It's always a positive to have that against a team like that. Only for against them, of course.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I think again the Thunder's probably the least problematic team as far as like there's nothing too wrong about them. They're so good that you really can only go so far as calling them the best team of all time, which they very well could be. I mean, realistically, the last thing I'll ask, how high can SGA peak with this dynasty all time?
Oh, God, don't ask me that. I really don't want to answer that because
you know it's a really high.
Yeah, I don't want to say Anthony, do you want to say that? I don't know.
I think he's flirting around like Jokic tier, like fringe top 10 around there. If he gets 2 rings, he's definitely going to crack the top 10 if he keeps this up forever.
Yeah. And then I can't really hate on him.
Can't.
Because he's just that guy.
Exactly. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Should I start off with one of the more easier ones, or should I start off with more of a bang?
No, go ahead. Do
Flow.
whatever you want to do.
You go to the easier one. I had an easier one too.
Okay, I'll go for the easier one. We closed out with them last week. We're starting off with them this week. Let's go to the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
There's really a couple angles I can go with this, in the sense of the De'Aaron Fox trade could potentially hinder this team going forward. But at the end of the day, I think that we are looking at one of the greatest athletes of all time with Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, I like this.
Well, and the shocking truth about the Spurs, and shout out to Carson from Nerd Sesh because he made a great point about this, and this is kind of my shocking truth. The Spurs, I think, are the most quintessential franchise in NBA history.
What does that mean?
Like you essentially need they're so good for the league. You need them to be good.
Yeah,
that's essentially what they are. And we look throughout the eras of Spurs basketball with the David Robinson era, how dominant he was. We look at the Duncan era, where again they kind of passed the torch, and then Duncan and Parker and Ginobili just dominated for almost 2 decades. And then that transitions into a rebuild. The Spurs kind of lost a little bit of their identity, but they stayed true to their values and did what they needed to do, along with some egregious tanking along the way. And then you draft Victor Wembanyama, you get Stephon Castle, and now you have Dylan Harper, along with De'Aaron Fox. I see a lot of the previous San Antonio teams with this. But you know what the main difference of this team is compared to the other ones? They're totally different. As in, you look back at the Duncan Spurs, very finesse, very fundamental based. This team is flashy. They're high flyers. They're athletic. Their defense is ridiculous. There's not one guy on that team that can't guard.
Yeah.
It goes literally 1 through 12. They're just locked in all 48 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think with the Spurs, they go as far as Wemby takes them, and I think they can reach OKC Thunder heights, especially if they meet in the conference finals, which it looks like it's probably going to happen because if the Wolves are currently beating the Nuggets in Game 6, there's no way the Wolves without Anthony Edwards are beating the Spurs. There's no way. So
I think the Spurs are the only team that can take out OKC, and that's because of Vic.
I do too. I do think it's them and Boston. I think if Boston can get to the finals, which is very steep because they have a lot of rounds to go through, and Tatum's just coming back.
I'm gonna talk about Boston very soon.
Boston is losing my hope. Unfortunately.
Well, listen, don't talk about Boston. Save it for me. I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What you got though, Anthony? What you saying?
I think Tyler nailed it on the head there. I think Wemby is generational, and for what he's doing at his stature, we've never seen before in the history of the sport. It's kind of just remarkable in a sense where it's like Shohei Ohtani with baseball. It's kind of the same thing.
Never seen
we're kind of being blessed with kind of these guys right now, and it's not shocking that these guys are all international because they do it differently.
Yeah.
So,
only thing is with Wemby, I feel like injury prevention is going to be huge for him in his career. He cannot get injured. Whoever his trainers are, they need to be so locked in.
I think
they need to have this guy straight.
I think they're doing a pretty good job right now. Okay. I mean, the concussion is kind of just a one in a thing.
That's a freak accident.
And
so was soft tissue injuries.
So was the blood clots last year. I mean,
I don't know what the hell that is about.
I mean, you have a theory.
But, I do. We're not going to share that.
Yeah, we're not.
So, I mean, it could be a bunch of things. We saw a lot of that happen with Asar Thompson. We saw it happen with Dame.
It's happened with 4 players in the past half decade.
So, but yeah, I think Tyler nailed on the head there.
Yeah.
And, so I don't have much to add. I do think that they're the only team that can give OKC a shot in the West, obviously. I feel like the East is kind of a wash. No one's up to par right now, and we've been seeing it in the first round, even with the guys we thought were favorites. So we'll hold our breath for a little bit with that.
Fair enough.
All right, what's your team, man?
So I'm gonna knock off the Cavs.
Okay.
So, I think realistically, the shocking truth with them, and I think Tyler's gonna have a little rebuttal back to this, is that you cannot have James Harden and Donovan Mitchell lead your team at all.
I'm not giving you any rebuttal on that. Literally, one hasn't gotten out of the second round. The other one just sucks in Game 7.
So regardless, having one on each team is not going to work. When you put them both together, it's still not working.
Wow.
I mean, it is kind of working right now.
No, I don't think it's
Yeah.
working at all. And I'm going to go back to Colby Altman, who's the GM of the Cavs. I mean, he tried to save this core. Realistically, I think he made it a lot worse because what's going on with Evan Mobley, what's going on with Jared Allen, what's going on with the bench.
That's not on him. Those players, they're
I mean,
stinkers.
I get it, but
Yeah.
you kind of you remove one problem, I guess, which is Darius Garland problem in quotes, because I don't think it was a problem in my eyes, and you bring in another problem, air quotes problem.
I mean,
with someone that's aging, but is also kind of having a renaissance on the Clippers. And
he hasn't
you kind of take it.
but he hasn't been playing bad though. I remember the Cavs.
No,
the Cavs were in the
but-
play-in. Like,
Can I tell you the
a
reason
few
for
months
the
ago?
Cavs?
I know, but like Harden's not dropping the double-digit assist numbers anymore.
Can I give you the shocking
25,
truth?
30 points?
Well, right, because the Cavs play a much faster pace style of basketball, so there's a lot of times where he doesn't even touch the ball
And
on
that-
fast break
that-
transition
that-
points.
That's a problem because you brought him in for that reason. Though.
Yeah, but the problem is with the Cavs, they just can't shoot.
Yeah, let me.
Which
let
is
me,
crazy because they
let
have
me-
shooters on their team.
They have plenty of
Exactly.
shooters.
Yeah.
They have
But
plenty
let me
of
just give you my shocking truth for the Cavaliers.
Well, it's not
They're
yours.
frauds.
It's not even shocking.
It's not
They're
yours.
frauds,
It's my
but
fraud.
that's not even shocking because
It's
you
not
say that
shocking.
every day.
Yeah.
No,
it's
but it's
not.
shocking for other people who may not, who may look at the roster
Yeah.
and see this team like, oh, this is a good team. They should maybe come out the East or compete.
Many
They're
people,
frauds, bro.
many people did.
I don't care who's
wait,
on that roster. It's the Cavaliers.
Can I tell you why we're saying this right now? Because the first round match against the Raptors, they're the same team. Just different guys. The cores are different. You have a younger core on Toronto that can't get it done. You have an older core that can get it done on Cleveland. It's the same team, just
Talent
different
wise,
times.
Cleveland is way more talent.
Talent-wise,
no.
Cleveland's
I get
way
it, but
better.
but you have older guys compared to the younger guys on Toronto. The guy like Scotty wants
So
it.
you have more
Bi
experience.
wants it.
You have more
I
experience.
get it.
then.
You have more experience though, but you still have
You
guys.
have guys.
That
You have guys
want it.
in their prime
Yeah,
on the Cavaliers.
I mean, Harden,
All of them are in the prime.
Harden's at the end.
Harden
Mitch, and
is the only
Mobley,
one.
yes, are in the prime.
Everyone else is in their prime.
Correct. So is it
These
Toronto.
other guys,
you can argue Toronto,
Toronto, they're young.
but you can argue Toronto was under
They're
prime
young
too.
and less talented, and they're having an issue against them.
Toronto.
Nonsense.
The thing with
Listen, when
let's move.
you have Colin Murray Boyles out
Oh, he's
dueling
solid.
Evan Mobley,
he's very good.
out dueling a DPOY,
hmm
it's
He's
a
very
problem.
strong. He's very
It's
strong.
a problem.
Yeah,
but
and again,
not to downgrade Colin Murray Boyles, he's a top 10 pick.
It
and
comes
it's gonna
down to
be great.
matchups. I do think we're also underestimating the Raptors a little bit. I'll talk about them later on.
You got them.
Mhm.
Okay.
So what's your next team, G?
My next team is the Boston Celtics. I said I was going to talk about them.
Exactly, yeah.
So let's talk about them. So the shocking truth about the Boston Celtics is that they have an inability to close winnable games. They can't close winnable. They can't. They can't close games. Okay, so we've seen this even in this series, but we've seen this in past years as well. This is their issue. Okay, so time and time again, their shooting and their defense goes cold, and they can't win with like, I don't care how good they are. They cannot win against formidable teams if they cannot close winnable games. Because in a series, you're always going to have those games where it's like, okay, the Celtics get this game because it's just that day. Like maybe like this team just didn't play good against the Celtics should win. But even on those days where they should close out those winnable games, they have a hard time doing it. And you can't win a series, especially against a good team like the Thunder. We all projected them to go to the finals and play against the Thunder. You can't win if you can't close out those easy games.
Yeah, and
It's an issue.
I'll tell you who I'm blaming first person is Joe Mazzulla.
Really?
I think Joe's putting the wrong rotations in.
Dude,
we saw
you
it
said
today.
You're just praising Joe.
No, and I love Joe. Joe's the coach of the year.
It's
But
not.
I think it's a Joe issue.
It's not that. It's a Joe issue, but it's not for that reason. The problem.
I don't know.
The problem with the Celtics is that they're so good. They'll balloon a lead so quickly.
Yeah.
And then they play with their food. They start jacking up a bunch of threes.
Well-
and you notice every time the Celtics either win a very, very close game or lose, they're shooting sub 25% from three. Tonight they shot around that percentage as well against the
Right.
Sixers, and they just forced a game seven.
They live and die by the three.
It also
Yeah.
argues that they always take their foot off the gas.
Yeah, they do because they play with their food too much. Like you can remember countless notable games over the past 3 to 4 years where they play with their food. I talked about it earlier in the show when they were playing the Hawks. They were up 3-1. DeJounte Murray was suspended, and you still lost the game against the Miami Heat in 2023. You allowed yourself to go down in a 3-0 hole, and then you spent all your energy coming all the way back just for Tatum to roll his ankle at the beginning of Game 7. If you didn't play with your food, you'd have losses to work with.
Right.
Just like against the Knicks last year. They were up 20 in Games 1 and 2. And again, because you lose that game, it puts you in a hole. And then when you lose Tatum, it's like a dagger because you can't come back from that because you're already two wins down.
Now, if we're talking about them still keeping Drew and KP, would they be in the same situation right now?
I would say yes, because we saw it happen last year, and two, the salary cap was ridiculous.
Wasn't gonna work.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now the Celtics are in a good spot cap wise where they're underneath the apron, so they can actually go out and make a big trade, which I expect them to do because they have expiring contracts. I don't expect Vucevic to be back next season. So
Vucevic has been kind of bad for them.
yeah, he has. Well, remember he broke his hand, so he's
Yeah.
not 100%. I think it was his shooting hand
Vucevic
too.
He's been bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cade
so-
has been starting, and Luka Garza has been kind of the backup guy a little bit.
But the problem is,
Yeah.
like, I understand the Celtics are this good, but at the end of the day, even if they lose this series, I don't want to consider this season as a failure because this was supposed to be a year they sucked.
It was.
This is basically they're basically with house money throwing out Namias Keita as a starter who's had a massive leap in what's supposed to be a gap year. And regardless of what happens this year, I think they could walk out of the season with their heads held pretty high.
But they're not going to do
Also, if we're
that.
talking
'Cause
about
they had high hopes,
if
high
I do-
expectations.
yeah.
if we're talking about the inconsistency with Cleveland shooting, how about Boston with Hauser and White? I feel like they
Yeah,
can
Derek White,
they
yeah.
can never get consistent. Hauser's kind of like Sam Merrill with Cleveland.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a Sam thing, but
it could be.
Derek White. I mean, what's going on? I mean, like
He's
we
just
talked about someone that was beginning of the year playing like crazy, and now it's kind of been like, what the hell's going on?
his defense is the only reason why he's still been able to stay on the floor because a lot of shooters can't defend. So once they're not hitting their shots,
Right.
you're a detriment to your team.
Listen, I think you have better luck with Baylor Shireman and also Jordan Walsh coming in.
Again, but at the end of the day, if you're Joe Mazzulla, you're not going to rely on the young guys. You have to rely on
yet.
your vets.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I
Not
trust
yet.
Derek White a lot more on Maxey than I would Baylor Shireman. So,
So I
agree.
would too.
I agree.
so that's
for
the only
defensive
reason why he's still
reasons.
in there.
Yeah.
So not bad, Giovanni.
Yeah.
All right, my next team. We are going north of the border to the Toronto Raptors.
Got it.
I did text our glorious friend, Mr. Fetty, and he did give me a couple good insights. It wasn't what I was thinking, though. So obviously he had mentioned that Scotty Barnes is a playoff riser, clearly the best player on both teams in this series. And he also said a bad truth could be that Brandon Ingram's not a great fit with the team, and he has not been good. He has a heel injury as well. And the second thing he said, as far as a team perspective, he thinks the Raptors are better than people expected. That's more along the lines of what I think. And what I genuinely think, my shocking truth about the Raptors, they are a lot closer to a title than you think.
Yeah. I
This
mentioned that
team,
earlier.
as currently constructed, is extremely solid for their first playoffs with this currently constructed team.
Yeah.
I think they're a piece or two away from seriously being a threat in the East in a year or two.
What piece?
I have the perfect answer, but go ahead.
There's two things they're missing. It's the center, and they need to find someone better than Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
I think that's basically what it is. I think your
Point guard, no?
your championship core, because I think if you have a good player with Scotty Barnes, I think you can make it work with Quickly.
Okay.
But even if you decide to get off of him, if let's say you keep Quickly, you have, let's just say, a 2 guard with Scotty Barnes, Colin Murray Boyles, and a center.
Solid.
I think that's good. If you could build your foundation around Barnes, CMB, and if you want to build around Quickly, you can. You don't have to. I just don't think that's necessary. He's a good enough playmaker and scorer.
What about a guy like Devin Booker?
I think Devin Booker would be. I
A
think
guy like him, not
a guy like him, yes. I think you need to go for someone a lot younger.
Okay.
So if there's a situation where an Anthony Edwards requests out of the Wolves in 2
my
years,
gosh.
that's something you should absolutely pounce on.
Yeah.
And again, you don't need to go reinvent the wheel by trading for a big center. Just get someone solid,
I
What about
think
De'Aaron Fox?
I think Toronto.
potentially.
I think Toronto revisits Sabonis in the offseason.
I think that would be a bad idea.
I don't know. It could be because obviously you don't want to get Pirtle again.
Right. But Sabonis is
BI
not a great defender.
I think the biggest thing with the Raptors bringing in BI was a high risk, high reward. I don't think they should have given that extension right away.
they had to, because you're not going to trade your pieces for a rental.
But why don't you let him prove himself for you like Kawhi?
Well,
And then
they didn't have the
Yeah.
chance to let him prove himself because he didn't play when he
was
got
hurt.
traded. He was
Yeah,
hurt.
he was hurt. I know.
So,
I mean, I get it. At
I
the
think
end,
it was a
but
good risk. It's just the way he's been playing all season. He was an all-star. You'd expect him to play better in the postseason. He's just not getting it done.
Yeah.
And you can give him a pass because he's hurt. And again, just make do with what you have for now. Go get the center this offseason. That's the most important thing. And then worry about the win now piece later on.
Listen, their bench is solid. We mentioned CMB, Jamal Shed is
Oh, he's great.
dog.
Very good.
He's
Yeah.
great.
Jacoby Walters coming along with shooting. And then Sandro is Sandro.
But it's not even that. I think we have been underselling Darko Rajakovic a lot
Yeah,
as a head
Darko's
coach.
come along.
He's got the fire. He's got the energy.
Yeah,
he's
he
got the
does.
defensive schemes down to a T. The offense just sucks right now, and that will come with time. There will be a star, especially in this new draft lottery system. If it gets approved, there's going to be a lot of trades going down. So there will be stars being moved, and who knows? The Raptors could accidentally miss the playoffs in 2 years and wind up with the number 1 pick.
No way.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Maybe.
You never know.
Maybe.
So,
Yeah.
well, yeah, shout out to Fetty and shout out the Raptors. Antoine, next team, who you got?
I'm going to go for a little quicker one. I mean, and also it's going to piggyback off what you just talked about.
Okay.
We're going to go to Phoenix.
Okay.
So, I mean, listen, first playoff with Jordan Knott, sweep. It's unfortunate you get the OKC Thunder.
Yeah, don't judge him for the sweep. That's the
But
Thunder.
the shocking truth with them is that it is the time to trade Devin Booker.
Okay. I like that.
Thank you.
I like that.
It
take.
is finally time.
Yeah.
They need to move in a different direction. And with someone like Jordan Knott at the helm,
Jalen Green, franchise player.
I mean, he looked good.
He looked
I would
good.
hold on to him. Him and Brooks.
No.
Not a one option.
Okay.
But the Booker time, it's time to completely close that finals run chapter. Booker is the last remaining player from that team on there. I think it's
Let
time
me ask
to
you this.
finally let go.
Are you looking to get picks in return for him? Or are you looking to get a
you
player
are-
in
You are
return?
looking for a better return than Kevin Durant. I mean, Jalen Green was a nice piece, but I think you're looking for a better return. I think realistically, I don't think Detroit can give him that return. I think you call up.
No, yeah.
I think you call up Miami, and you go Tyler Hero route and Norman
Interesting.
Powell.
I don't like the fit
Do you
of
want-
Devin Booker in Miami.
Yeah.
I think they're
Who-
Miami's
but
eyeing
who else?
Miami's eyeing Ja right now.
I know, but I'm Giannis. But who else are you gonna do like?
You need a team that needs a shooting guard. I think Detroit makes the most
But
sense.
what are you getting back?
Three-way. You can do a three-way trade
Yeah,
somehow.
What are you
He-
getting back from Detroit?
Oh, if I'm trading Devin Booker, I'm not doing the trade unless Asar's coming back the other way.
But that doesn't move the needle. That doesn't match up value wise.
It absolutely does. You're trading for a win now piece by getting a young, up and coming great defender. Like that's just what it is, and you'd pair other guys along with it. The Pistons. Who would the Pistons give up realistically for Devin Booker? They don't have anyone else of note besides him.
You have Dylan Brooks for that role, though. You've added Sark to it essentially.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's kind of it.
that's what it would be.
And then you have
'Cause-
Jalen Green running point guard.
Yeah, and
Which
that's
is-
terrible. I think
Exactly.
right now, Matt Ishbia has said they're not trading Booker. I think right now
They should.
they should trade him
They
right now.
should.
But again, I just don't really
Wait,
see.
what about Colin Gillespie?
Yeah,
He
but
can only get you. He can only get you so far.
I like him.
yeah, but like if the
Only
Suns are
so
truly
far.
competing for a championship, he's not going to be the starting point guard.
I mean, if you want to try Ja, if you want to try something else,
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I don't know.
Are they able to get picks? Like get
Yeah,
picks?
that's
Of
what I
course
would
they
do.
get picks.
Get picks.
Get picks.
I mean, I
Get
wouldn't.
a sword and get some
I
picks.
wouldn't go to Giannis route. I wouldn't go try to
No.
trade for Fox because Devin
No, you
Booker
can't.
in San Antonio is not going to work
If,
at all.
if you're
gotta
trading,
rebuild.
if you're trading for Booker, you're trading back for picks and a young player. So that's what you'd have to do.
Yeah.
So-
Because they have a solid center.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks. Maybe they
Well,
get
listen,
a sword.
Mark-
If they get a pick, it's like a mini rebuild.
Well, right-
not a full
Retool.
retool.
Right now, Mark Williams is there, and that's going to become on Malawatch's spot eventually. And we know how great Malawatch
So
is going to
they
be.
got some guys that
So
play big.
Yeah.
And Ryan Dunn's going to come along as well
Exactly.
with a younger head coach.
The Suns are years away from truly competing.
It was a nice year.
Yeah, it was a nice year,
For
good
odd.
surprising year. It's a good
Yeah.
start for them, but they got to keep going. They got to keep making moves to set them up for the future, especially if this new lottery kicks into place the way we think it is.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, me.
Is
Next.
this round 3 or 4?
3.
Round 3. What you got, Giovanni?
So we're gonna go to Minnesota. We got the Timberwolves here.
Tied right now, 69-69. The Nuggets just went on a 9-0 run.
Okay, maybe I should hold off on them.
If you want to, you don't have to.
Until the end of the game, maybe, if you want.
It's up to you.
I'm just shooting.
Just go for it.
All right, so the Timberwolves. The shocking truth for them is Rudy Gobert might actually be a good defender.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
That's
go.
a shocking truth for me. For y'all,
Let's
y'all
go.
already knew that.
Oh, it just
Y'all
made
already
my
knew that.
night, bro.
He
Let's
might
go.
actually be. Just kidding. April Fools. It's still April. It's April 30th, by the way.
No, this episode's actually going out on May 4th.
Okay, fine.
Listen,
But no, I'm being serious. He's a good defender.
You don't get 4 DPOYs for nothing.
He's one of the greatest defenders of all time.
I know.
That's all he's
Yeah.
good at. He ain't a scorer.
All right, hear me out. Look.
He's a truly underappreciated player.
Yeah, but seriously though, the Wolves, they beat the Nuggets without their starting point guard and shooting guard. What game was that? 4-5, something like that. One of
The
those
Nuggets
games.
won game 1, so the Wolves won literally 3 straight games.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is shocking.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, another shocking thing on the other side, the counter, is that they might blow 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like multiple dynamics here going on.
My thing with Minnesota, they are probably the most unluckiest team in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like your whole squad just like they're just dropping like flies. You make 2 conference finals runs in the past 2 years, and you just had to run into prime Luka and prime Shea after going through a 7-game gauntlet against the Denver Nuggets. And last year, obviously, they got through Golden State when Steph was injured, but OKC, there was nothing stopping them.
Yeah.
The more shocking thing last year was that they beat the Thunder in Game 3 by like 50 points. But this year, I mean, the Wolves are that one team. It don't matter where they're seeded. They're like the Heat. Like, they could still contend as a 7 seed or a 1 seed. It doesn't matter.
They're just built like that.
They're just built like that. But more on the Rudy Gobert thing is what we really should be talking about, because I've never seen a player get slandered so much for the craziest of things. Like, we know in this league that good offense beats good defense. And last year or 2 years ago, when Jokic was giving him the work, everyone was acting like he was a cone. It's Nikola Jokic. You're not stopping him. That Game 5 performance was one of the greatest watches I've ever seen. And this year, Jokic is not playing good offensively, and Rudy Gobert is a big reason why, because he's made the necessary adjustments he's needed to make. And like I said, we see the defense Cat's playing in New York the past 2 seasons. He was a much better defender in front of Rudy Gobert. So I'm glad a lot more people are starting to notice the value in Rudy Gobert and how good he is. He's one of those players where he doesn't need to drop 15 points to win. He could have 2 points and 10 rebounds and still be a factor on the defensive end, because the Wolves have so much 3-and-D offensive weapons that he just needs to just chill in the dunker spot.
Yeah, well, I mean, know what? You're right.
Rudy understands what his role is on the team. I mean, when you have Anthony Edwards, Randall, and J-Mac around you, you don't got to shoot. I mean, even though he doesn't shoot anyway.
Yeah.
Just stay down low. I mean, he has Mike Conley there as well. There's another vet there. 2 vet guys that are really strong in what they do. I mean, Dante tears his Achilles, freak injury. Of course, as any Achilles injury is. And gets unlucky. Io as well now gets unlucky after dropping 40 in Game 4.
And they still might win.
But at the end of the day, I mean, the credit goes to who you have at the helm, Chris Finch. Finch gets a lot of credit for what he does on the court. I mean, again, I got the guy that broke his leg also.
Tore his ACL
celebrating. I mean,
no, it wasn't even celebrating. Mike Conley tried to save a ball from going out of bounds.
Yes. And, and also Mike Inori comes in and does a pretty good job as well. So those 2 guys are,
yeah, they're solid.
I wouldn't say it's them. I would say I'd give the credit to Tim Connolly. He built that Nuggets team, then left and built a team that could stop them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's built the necessary pieces around. Outside of losing the keel, they really haven't made a footstep wrong. That Rudy Gobert trade looked a little bit yikesy at the start, but it seems to be working out. I think they traded for the right Jazz player. So, yeah, we'll see what happens by the time this episode comes out. The series will be over. Yeah. Because Game 7, I think, is on Saturday. And this is coming out on either Sunday or Monday, depending on how long it takes me to edit. Yeah. So not bad, Giovanni.
Go ahead, Ty.
We ready for my next team?
Yeah, go.
Ooh, who do I want to go with here? Should I go for one of the bangs?
You want to do a quick round or you want to bang round?
I mean like bang is like a good one. Like,
do a good one.
Want me to do a good one? Let's go to the Houston Rockets.
Oh.
Look, by the time you're watching this video, history could happen. We could see the first ever 3-0 comeback in NBA history, where the Rockets looked dead in the water and looked like they might get swept by the Lakers. And now it's heading to a Game 6 at the time of recording, yada, yada, yada. I'm not moved by this team regardless of what happens, because you're not beating the Thunder.
No.
I know last year, the way they played against the Warriors was good, not great. They came back from 3-1 down, lost Game 7. The experience of the Warriors carried them through. And we're like, oh, you need a number 1 option. You need Kevin Durant. Hindsight is very, very much 2020. And my shocking truth about the Houston Rockets is that the Kevin Durant trade set their franchise back by at least 5 years.
Yikes, man. This is sad.
It's really sad.
And I'll tell you the answer to that is because that trade... what's the correct word? That trade turned over the rock of the flaws of the team completely.
Yeah.
And we see it. How Şengün is. I mean, they're clawing back. But again, I think Şengün and Jabari Smith are still guys that need to get moved. Reed Shepherd only shoots the ball.
I'm not ready to give up on them, bro.
Oh no, I'm ready to give up on them. I think it's a lost cause. I think you ship them out with KD, all three, same trade.
I mean, look, it really depends on what the Rockets do, because I feel like if you trade Kevin Durant, you're not going to get the same value back.
That's why you add Şengün and Jabari Smith back in the deal.
No, you can't, because you can't just gut the team. You're not going to get the amount of picks back necessary. Right. You're either trading Şengün and Jabari to basically screw the team over even more to get a redundant third star next to Kevin Durant and whoever, or you trade Kevin Durant, you take your medicine, and you basically just try and make do and build with pieces around Alperen Şengün, Jabari Smith Jr.
I really think Houston pulls the trigger on Giannis.
That's if Giannis wants to go there.
I don't think so.
Right now, I'm in a situation where I'm not going to believe Giannis gets traded until it actually happens.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So
look, here, my thing on Houston is I'm not giving up on them. They had a really underrated season last year. Now this year is like we expected them to be much better, and they weren't.
Yeah.
But I think they're young still. They're still developing themselves. They just need to trust the process. The whole Sixers thing, trust the process. I think that's the same thing with this team.
How's that worked out?
Well, I know they didn't win, but they should have. They had injuries. Joel Embiid is always injured.
Yeah, but they've also never stepped foot in the conference finals.
Yeah, because Kawhi Leonard hit the most ridiculous shot of all time.
They've had so many more easier chances to get there, and they still haven't gotten there.
But you know what I'm saying. I still believe they need to trust the process.
Okay. If Kawhi does not hit that shot, they might have gotten pretty far.
They win, obviously, but that team doesn't fall apart.
That is
right, but again, it's also what ifs.
Yeah, it is what ifs.
I know, but the amount of times that Kawhi can take that shot and for it to bounce as many times as it did to go in is literally
it's like
0 to 9.
0.01% chance.
But if Kawhi also took that shot again, he could have just swished it.
Yeah.
Or he could have got fouled.
What if?
There's so many what ifs that go down with it.
I know.
But like the fact of the matter is, no matter what the Rockets do, they're screwed because they're not going to be better.
No, they're not. I don't think so.
I have no belief in this team.
I'm not going to throw them out.
Because look, put it this way: the only reason why they're even in this series is because Luka's not playing and Reeves is hobbled.
Yeah.
If they were fully healthy, the Lakers honestly could have swept the Rockets.
Well, KD's injured, right? If KD was playing this. It's a big difference.
Still not good enough.
You're also missing Fred. Fred's a big part.
Yeah, Fred's injured. Steven Adams is injured. They have a lot of guys banged up, and they already don't have shooting, and so that doesn't help. Yeah. I think this is a decent team. They just need to be healthy, number one. Number two, they just need to develop their young talent. I think they have talent. Yeah. It needs to be developed.
That's fair. Fair to say.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I'm not giving up on that.
All right, Antoine, what's your next team?
We're going to go to the team that they're playing.
Oh, wait, is it?
Didn't you just say the Rockets? Or you said the Rockets?
I said the Rockets.
Okay, so it is you.
Yeah, it is you.
Yeah, we're going to go to the team that they're playing, and that's the Lakers. Okay. So I guess kind of it changed a little bit for me now because the 3-0 lead now is down to 3-2. I guess the shocking truth is this Lakers team cannot close out a series to save their life.
I also realize we have been going out of order the past 2 rounds, but it's fine.
Oh, have we?
Why? Yeah. It goes one.
Because it was going him, you, me. So it should have went back to him, but it's fine. Yeah, we'll fix it for the next round.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Lakers cannot close a series to save their life.
Yeah.
What happened? You won 3 straight games in a row, but on the gas completely with all the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why can't we win a game?
Well, it's just Braun.
Realistically, Marcus Smart was doing fine. Aiden was fine. Luke Kennard was fine.
Right. He had 1 point the other day.
AR comes back, is hobbled. Yesterday, he didn't shoot well. He came off the bench.
He doesn't look right.
Like, why is JJ? What's JJ doing? Why are we not closing it out? The whole momentum was there for 3 straight games. KD's out. Still out. If there's a game 7, he could come back and play for game 7. Who knows?
They look better without him.
Without who?
Without KD.
Yeah. Houston woke up to not get swept 2 games in a row. Like, what are we doing here? We could close that series out. Why is it not happening?
Do you realize how egregious it has to be to waste an Ayton masterclass? Like, that's so rare in today's NBA. He played so good last night.
Listen, if they blow this 3-0 lead,
LeBron's toast, bro.
Is out.
Even though it's technically not really his fault because Luka's not playing, but you know how NBA media is. LeBron's going to get stained on this forever.
Again, you can't blame Rob Pelinka for. You can for building the team around him, and you relying on Luka, of course.
You can absolutely blame him.
I mean, yeah, Rob put a crappy team of veterans around him.
I mean, it's not a crappy team.
I know it's
still
pretty
Luka,
crappy.
LeBron, and Austin Reeves.
I know, but
it's
the
just
guy
like,
again. You get
That's a great team.
And Marcus Smart is solid.
You get the unlucky draw of the injuries happening to Luka of all people and AR at the same time.
Yeah.
And LeBron's always healthy.
Yeah.
You know, so you kind of rely on him regardless.
Yeah. By the way, he said his ankle's never been the same after
the
stepped
Solomon
on.
Hill thing.
Solomon
Yeah.
Hill,
Let's also
Who?
not act like the Lakers would have beaten the Thunder next round anyways.
Wait, LeBron's ankle's never been the same since
Since Solomon Hill, he
ran to his ankle.
Yeah.
Do you remember
that?
It was an inverted ankle
How
sprain.
long ago
It
was
was a
that?
while ago.
2021.
It's never been the same.
It's never been the
That's
same.
crazy.
There's a very big difference between rolling your ankle the usual way and doing it the reverse way.
Did you see LeBron put Şengün in his place yesterday at the free throw line?
Yeah. He
He's
said
saying-
he's the last one.
Last one to say that's
Last one,
That's a crappy
but
call.
scoreboard. That's just that's
Yeah.
kind of how it is.
And then also like LeBron complains too. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
But he's
Also-
LeBron. He kind of has the right
Yeah.
to. It's LeBron.
I mean, I guess.
Fair enough.
All right,
but it's
next
fine.
team,
So what we'll
yeah?
do is we'll go you, then me, and then back to you, and we'll keep the cycle going the normal
Okay,
way.
are you sure that's how we were doing it?
Yeah, because remember, you went first.
Did he go second?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All
yeah.
right.
Next team, Giovanni.
Next team I got here. We're gonna do a little bit quicker of a team here. It's gonna be the Hawks.
Speaking of the Hawks, during halftime of that game, Shaq was doing CPR to a Hawks little like stuffed animal.
Oh,
No,
wow.
Yeah, and it wasn't working.
Shaq is funny. All right, so the shocking truth about the Hawks. This is a little bit of a fun one. I could have went more serious, but we're gonna go fun. It's it's how fast CJ McCollum became New York's #1 villain,
Yeah.
and then it's how fast the hype fizzled out because of what happened today and 2 days before.
He said it himself, though. He's not a villain.
Yeah, but he is.
He's a family man. He's got 2 kids and a wife.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
he's a
mean-
likable dude. Knicks
I
fans
know.
literally respect him.
I know.
The crazy thing is that it's not going to be F Trae Young anymore. It's going to be FCJ McCollum.
It's gonna be FCJ, but not anymore because like they just got they didn't win the series.
my
It fizzled
God,
out. So
talk
it went like
about-
this: the hype was building, and then boom,
Listen,
crash.
what happened to Naw, most improved player
Yeah,
Naw?
bro, he didn't show up.
Got the award tonight as well in the 51-point blowout.
Yikes.
I can tell you exactly what happened. The Hawks started off the season like garbage because Trae Young was hurt. When you trade Trae Young, the team falters off even more. They spent literally 2.5 months just on an absolute burner trying to win as many games to get into the playoffs.
And they did.
And after game 3, you could just see it on the floor. They had zero energy left. They were exhausted.
They got.
I think they just got outclassed.
No,
I think
they
it's both.
They got burnt out.
And also the
don't
Knicks,
think it's burnt
the Knicks also decided to wake up too,
Yeah.
which they were not playing good basketball. But the Hawks got tired. It's when just like the Hornets did against the Magic. They spent all this time trying to play catch up because you started the season like crap,
Yeah,
and it just kind of
Yeah, I mean, listen, they had the rotation. Kuminga looked a lot more promising
yeah.
in this series. That's good for
I
them.
told you about
for that
Kuminga,
trade.
man.
If hopefully it continues into next year, Gio, don't toot your own.
It will.
Let's. Okay,
100%
thank
it
you,
will.
Jonathan Kuminga, now for
Well,
getting
it
traded
depend-
again next year.
It depends because Kuminga's minutes will not happen if the Hawks wind up getting a top 3 pick.
Yeah,
If they wind up taking either, well, they could take Peterson.
I mean,
but
listen, we're gonna see Reece Shea get moved probably.
he stinks, bro.
He's
I feel
he's-
bad.
He's
I
done.
don't know. Is he gonna get moved?
I would think
Yeah.
so. He got no playoff minutes, Gio.
All right,
They put Gabe Vincent over him.
True.
Well, no,
Okay.
Reece Shea. No, those 5 Reece Shea minutes in Game 1 was the reason why they lost Game 1. Because the Knicks,
yeah,
the
you're
Knicks literally went on
right.
like a 15-1 run.
You're right.
He missed like 3 shots. It was a nightmare. I feel bad for Reece Shea. Hopefully, he can piece things together in the future.
Yeah,
But
Listen, their core looks good though.
yeah,
They just got to get it together.
yeah.
yeah,
KP would have been great if they had him, but they don't.
Yeah.
They traded him.
All right, Anthony, or who you?
me, yeah,
And then back to me.
yeah.
Okay, and then
You
So, yeah,
guys, are you guys okay? Why are you guys staring at each other like that?
what you mean?
I literally was looking at my iPad.
Oh, okay, but you're
Yeah.
looking at Gio picking his scab over there.
I can't even see his arm because I have the monitor in the way.
Okay,
Why are you
But-
looking at my arm, bro?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it is what it is. But first of all, shout out to the Hawks, by the way, of kind of piecing together that season with all the circumstances that was kind of around them.
Yeah.
So they deserve some props for what they did. All right, this is my penultimate team,
Mhm.
and I think you only have 1 team left too, right?
2.
Oh, you have 2?
I think we're going the right way.
Because I only have 1 team left after
Yeah,
this.
we were.
Yeah, so it's you, then him, then me, and then you, then him, then me.
If he has 2 teams left, because I have 2 teams. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. So
Yeah,
we're going to
you
go
do.
back to you then after that.
Okay.
No, actually, no, we're going to go to him.
And then
And then we'll do him, then back to him, then back to me,
Okay.
and then you finish it off.
Fair.
So my next team, we're going to go to the Portland Trailblazers.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
This is gonna be interesting.
This is a very intriguing one. First of all, shout out to the Portland Trailblazers. No one thought, outside of me, no one thought they would even make the play-in. Everyone thought they were going to be foot of the league, bottom of the West. They lose their head coach one game into the season.
Oh, was it one game?
Yeah.
Chauncey, yeah.
They lose their head coach one game into the season.
Yeah.
And Tiago Splitter steps in. And this team consistently was in that 7 to 9 seed range for the entire season. They didn't move. In a stacked Western Conference, they were in the East. They would be English. If they were in the East, they'd be like a top 6 seed. Mm-hmm. And they managed to piece together this season. Denny Avdia becomes an all-star. Donovan Clingan takes a second-year leap.
Yeah.
And all on the back of veterans with Drew Holiday, Matisse Thybulle, and you go into the play-in tournament. You get yourself a top 8 seed so you can actually play for the 7 seed, and you play the game of your freaking life against the Phoenix Suns. Denny drops 41 points, and regardless, I understand Wemby was hurt. You took a game against the Spurs when everyone picked them to sweep.
They should have had 2.
They should have had 2. They should have had 3. They led in every single game. Every single game. And the shocking truth that I have for the Portland Trailblazers is that they might be the dark horse contenders next season.
Like for a championship?
Not a championship, but like a deep run.
Whoa.
Put it this way. What is the one thing? Seriously, there's genuinely one hole in this roster. What hole are they missing right now? What is that one type of player they need?
Well, they have the 3-and-D player.
Who?
They're missing Damian Lillard.
Closer.
A closer. That's all they're missing. They had a lead in 3 out of the 5 games.
That's right.
And they choked away almost all of them.
Okay.
You bring back this roster, if you have Damian Lillard.
Is Damian going to be the same player?
I mean, based on the way he
will.
shot in the 3-point contest, I have a pretty good feeling about him next season. On lower expectations.
3-point contest is completely different than the NBA.
I understand that, but look, next season, if you rock up with a lineup of Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday, Denny Avdia, Tumani Kamara, and Donovan Clingan.
Don't forget Shaedon Sharp.
But Shaedon Sharp's your bench player. He came off the bench this year.
No, he started.
No, he came off the bench this year.
Sure?
In the playoffs, he literally came off the bench.
He was hurt.
I think
he was hurt, but he's not going to start over Drew Holiday or Damian Lillard.
Nah.
Okay.
If you rock up with that backcourt and that defensively sound front court,
You're right.
Dame doesn't have to be the number one option because Denny Avdia is there.
Right.
And in fact, Dame being there is going to open up the floor even more for Denny Avdia. So
This is a good team.
I have a good feeling next season about the Portland Trailblazers.
Wow.
Like we always talk about, there's always one team that makes the play-in, and then the next season they shoot up to like a top 3 seed. We saw with the Rockets last year, the Thunder the year prior. I think the Blazers can easily be that team.
Okay.
And I think this year was a great experience, or a great year of experience for them.
Like a year from being a year away from
They
contending.
overachieved, but they did it the right way.
Okay.
So how do we feel about it?
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't have anything to add to that. I think that's spot on because Scoot looks a lot better as well.
Yeah, you didn't
Hopefully
mention
that
Scoot.
continues
Well,
next year.
because those last 2 games
Were
were
abysmal.
pretty bad.
Yeah,
His first
it went back
3
down.
was like
Yeah.
His first 3 were good, and then he had a donut. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing for them is that they're gonna have to move off some guys. Like we said, Jeremy Grant could get moved. We'll see if Splitter comes back. Hopefully, the owner gets it together.
I don't think he's going to come back.
No.
Yeah, it's sad. Hopefully, the
doing an
owner.
alright job.
Hopefully, the owner gets it together. From what we talked about last week,
He better.
we'll see where they pick.
We'll see.
But the core is there.
Yeah.
They have the guys that took the leaps. It's kind of just a game now of who's the head coach and what the owner's going to do.
And remember,
realistically,
too, Gio, they can still make moves.
Yeah.
Giannis could low key. Portland could be a spot. Remember, Dame's there. Could you imagine actually if that happens?
yeah,
Think about it this way.
yeah.
The Blazers traded Damian Lillard for Drew Holiday. Then you trade Drew Holiday for Malcolm Brogdon. You trade Malcolm Brogdon for Denny Avdia. Then you trade Anthony Simon's awful contract for Drew Holiday again. You get Dame back for nothing. If they get Giannis, Joe Cronin might go down as one of the greatest GMs of all time because he basically just bitched and owned the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Joe Cronin is very underrated for the way he's kind of
Yeah,
navigated this post-Dame era.
Yeah, I mean, don't discount the Dame and Giannis relationship because Don't forget when Dame got waived, Giannis was the first guy on Twitter talking about what the hell's going on.
Yeah, he was pissed, bro.
And
He was
I
crashing out.
think that's what started that whole discourse because
course.
why is Dame getting waived?
Yeah.
And
to make room
they're
for
close.
NBA Finals
Yeah.
player Miles Turner.
yeah,
Yikes.
like
Amazing.
so don't discount that relationship they have. That could be play a big factor. And also Portland has guys that can move easily. You can move Shaden Sharp, no problem. You can move.
It's likely going to be
other
Shaden
guys.
Sharp, Scoot, Jeremy Grant, and picks. And picks. Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
I would easily get rid of Scoot for Giannis.
That makes a lot of sense.
So,
A lot of sense.
Okay.
so yeah,
Is it me?
I will go to him next.
Okay.
So Antoine, who's your second to last team?
Yeah, I mean, we'll knock off an easy one here. I'll leave the Nuggets because it's the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're
See
down
what
by 6
happens.
right now.
I'll go to the Knicks.
Oh God.
There
So
we go.
my shocking truth.
Listen, don't make it 20 minutes like last time, okay?
This is straight to the point.
Okay.
The New York Knicks will be the Eastern Conference champions this year.
I like that.
The path is setting up to be our favorable path of getting up against Philly and
Maybe.
anybody.
Maybe. Heavy maybe.
Anybody. Yeah. Well, I hold my breath with that.
Yeah.
And the winner of Toronto,
Toronto,
Guys,
Cleveland,
Detroit,
Orlando.
Orlando. Right now, if Orlando closes out Game 6 tomorrow, that
Orlando's
series is
gritty, though.
over.
Yeah, Orlando.
They're gritty.
I know, but I'm fine with Orlando. They don't really move the
And
needle.
you guys
for
beat
me.
them. You guys played
Yeah.
well against them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way we play tonight, can we keep that going into the next series? Like, why can't we drop 40 in every first quarter?
Look, I will say this.
I just
I will say this.
What?
The last time a New York team won a game by 50 points in the playoffs, they wound up losing 4 of their next 6 games.
When was this?
When the Brooklyn Nets beat the Milwaukee Bucks by 50 in Game 2.
this is the Brooklyn Nets, bro.
That's
This is
different. That's
okay. This is
different.
I mean,
completely
You see
different.
how he did that?
much
New York team?
much better. Come on, we can all be in agreement. That Nets team is leaps and bounds better than this current Knicks
Okay,
team.
but they didn't get it done. So what's the point?
Because the whole team fell apart.
Okay, whose fault is
Like,
that?
well, I mean, it's clearly not our fault, but
Joe Tsai and all those guys?
no, it's just the league. Remember, it was short off seasons and KD's first year
Yeah.
back from an Achilles. But
Yeah, but that's my take, man.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think the
think-
Knicks are going to do it. I think they're going to go to the finals.
it's I don't know if they can get to the finals yet. I need to see what happens in Game 7 with Boston and Philly first. And remember too, a lot can change from series to series. Like I said, we've seen teams like the Celtics decimated the Magic last year, and then it looked like it was going to be the same thing against the Knicks, and then they go 0-2 down. So again, with the playoffs, you don't want to go too high. You also don't want to go too low. You need to stay even keeled.
Right.
So I don't want to overreact because the Hawks ran out of gas and the Knicks figured it out offensively just for that series specifically. So I need to see a little bit more from the Knicks, but right now they do look like the least problematic team in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I get that because of how close we had, and plus Game 3 was a complete fall apart on us.
Yeah.
I get it. There's also just triple techs in the Minnesota game right now.
Triple text.
Triple techs.
I love it. This series is getting like really chippy.
Jokic, Nas, and
definitely-
Jalen Clark.
I love it. I need to watch
Triple
that.
techs.
So that
we should
means-
be live
that mean-
streaming that right now.
that
but
means-
it's
Well,
okay.
let's get to it. We can
Well,
put
Gio,
the game on.
if the Nuggets win, you and me will be live for Game 7 on Saturday night.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if hopefully that happens, if you guys were there,
Yeah.
shout out to you
All right,
guys.
let me get to this next team here.
It was your second to last team, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I got the 76ers next.
Okay.
Okay.
We're about to hear the most egregious hot take of all time.
No. It's not going to be crazy. I mean, maybe a little bit. But previously, I think in the beginning of the year, I had said that the Sixers are going to be my dark horse. I think I said something like that
Yeah.
to, be the team that comes out of the East. That's what I said. I said something like that.
Correct.
I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to beat the Celtics in Game 7.
Yeah.
Paul George is going to play great. Joel Embiid, all them guys. Maxey, Edgecombe is going to rise. And then when they play against the Knicks,
The team that you just said was going to go to the finals.
look, I can say multiple things.
No, you're
that
like him, bro.
contradict-
Stand
I'm
on
allowed to
business.
contradict
No, you got to
myself.
pick a lane and stick with it.
All right, well, I'm going to go with the Sixers agenda.
Okay, good.
Can we move on?
No.
I don't want to hear this guy
So
talk
I'm
anymore.
loving what I'm hearing right now.
I don't want to hear this guy
I'm
talk.
loving this. Please keep talking. Keep talking.
So look, the shocking truth is the Sixers are going to beat the Celtics,
Okay.
right? They're going to move on. They're going to beat who would they play next?
The Knicks.
The Knicks.
They're going to beat the Knicks. And then they're going to beat
The
whoever
Pistons.
it is, Pistons or whoever it
Whoever.
is. and they're going to go to the finals, and they're going to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the shocking truth.
I like that story, though.
Just to add on to that, we also
it.
found out this year that VJ Edgecombe is a playoff riser.
I'm literally
yeah.
I'm never gonna live down the Nick Claxton buzzer beater. Otherwise, we would have VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
VJ, he's a playoff riser, and he's a rookie. He's a rookie, and you can rely on him to carry a team for a game or two.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
I don't think he won't be a superstar, but he'll make a couple All-Star teams.
He's gonna be elite. He's
gonna be
role player, not role. Elite second option, we'll say.
Yeah, I think right now the Sixers just need to nail down a front court player, and their post Embiid era is set because they're still both a little too small to carry the team to the promised land.
Yeah,
they're going to need someone to step up. This year it could be Embiid or it could be Paul George, but the two of them can't do everything. You're going to need someone that can take the shots over the long wing defenders because in 2029, if you're going up against the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals, Asar Thompson's going to give Maxey fits.
Yeah.
So that's
where you have Edgecombe rise to the occasion.
Exactly, until you swap Asar onto him or whatever other defender the Pistons have at that point.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why it sucks they got rid of Jerry McCain.
Yeah,
if they had Jerry McCain, it would have made it even.
Going to say that
it would have made it even.
Yeah,
he's still short though,
listen,
so it's kind of like.
Regardless, they have that front court set. I mean, the backcourt set for the next decade. The front court is shaky because of the Embiid and George just status overall.
Oubre.
Oubre's there. That's a great role player. So is Grimes. They bring him back.
Yes.
They're gonna figure it out though. I think Nick Nurse kind of has his team on the same page.
He's coaching well.
Nick Nurse, champion Nick Nurse.
Oh, the light just behind us
just turned off. I gotta turn that back on.
Sorry about that. We should turn the light back on. It's 11:45 at night, almost midnight. We're here, late night grind for us, and we all have work really early tomorrow morning.
Dude, I have to wake up at 5.
I have to wake up at 6. So it's gonna be a rough night of sleep for all of us. Yeah. But the bottom line is with Philly, I think right now they're in a good spot where they can make a deep run, and who cares? And they can get eliminated in Game 7. Yeah. And who cares? They'll be fine. Yeah. They've had a very impressive season compared to the last few years. And I think if you could at least just get to the offseason with Embiid healthy, that's a W. Mm-hmm. That's really all you can ask for. Mm-hmm. All right. So back to you, Antoine. This is your last team.
Yeah, I mean, I'll close up. I have the Nuggets, so we're going to leave it on. I mean,
I just saw the clip, by the way, of the Jokic Jalen Clark incident.
Mm-hmm. How much time is left in the game? I'm sorry.
There is currently 7 minutes left in the game.
Right,
the Nuggets are down by 4.
Okay, yeah, we should.
Okay, all right, let's go.
It was a big shoving match between Jokic and Jalen Clark. I'm shocked they didn't get ejected.
Realistically, right now, the biggest issue on this team, and the shocking truth is that they need to break the entire core up. And when I talk about the core, I am looking at a few guys, and that's Christian Brown.
Oh, wow.
That is...
Speak a little bit louder. You're a little
That is also... I wouldn't do Jamal Murray, Jokic.
Those are the only two untouchables.
I would do Christian Brown. I would do Aaron Gordon. Because P-Watt. You can put him in that starting lineup. No issue.
Aaron Gordon just gets hurt a lot.
Both
I know,
of them.
but I mean, P-Watt, I mean, he's going to have a lot of offers if they can't re-sign him, he's going to go. But he's an RFA. Yeah. And I think Cam Johnson is easily expendable.
Yeah, for sure there.
You can do that. So rebuild that whole that shooting guard, small forward, power forward
what about
trio.
Hardaway?
No, you bring him back.
He's on a vet minimum. Who cares what happens? He either comes back or he doesn't.
I would still try to move up Zeke Naji, free up some cap space because he does nothing. Hopefully the rookies start to come along, like Deron Holmes and Strawther, and I mean whoever's left of that class.
Yeah, Strawther's been in the league for a while.
Strawther, he has. I'm sorry,
the young guys.
But Christian Brown is kind of the expendable piece because he got that big money deal.
Dude, that contract sucks.
He looks completely like a different player and not in a good way, obviously.
Doesn't look great.
No, not at all.
And David Adams is gonna have to play with the whole new starting 5
if he has a job after this.
Yeah.
I want to talk about P-Watt for a second. 4 years in the league now. All this talk about promise and everything, and he has yet to crack the playoff rotation from either just not playing good enough or being injured. Mm-hmm. So if I'm the Nuggets, do you, 1, consider even paying him that money, or 2, do you, if you blow it up, do you just include him along with it? Because he's been like the past 2 seasons specifically. I was like, oh, P-Watt minutes, non-Jokic minutes will be good. He played like 1-2 games, wasn't that great, and didn't play much. And this year, obviously, he's been injured. So there's not much you can do. He's finally taken the offensive leap, but if I'm Peyton Watson, you got to hope that some teams give you the full offer you want.
Right.
Because to be honest, has he really deserved it?
I mean, I guess it depends what kind of offer he's looking for.
Yeah, he's probably going to wind up getting like a 4 or 5 year, 100 mil around there. I mean, compared to Christian Brown, he absolutely deserves the money.
Okay.
But again, everyone plays good in their contract year. Brown shot 30-something% from three last year. This year, he's down to like 20-something.
Yeah.
It's bad. The Nuggets are old. They are unathletic. They are stagnant. There's a lot wrong with this team. I don't think David Allen was the right hire. I do think a refresh / mix-up is needed.
Okay.
So I think without that, they're in a world of trouble, especially if and when they lose this game or series. Because I tell you what, if they barely win this game, I still wouldn't have confidence for them in Game 7 on Saturday night anyways. So, how do you feel about it, G?
I mean, I'm the same way. I mean, I agree with what Anthony said. Blow it up. I mean, it's not, Jokic doesn't seem to be happy with what he has around him, and that's the guy.
It's unfortunate.
He can't keep bailing them out.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is.
There's only so much he can do.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, it's gonna stain his legacy because the team around him is also not that good. But also, let's be real, he's been terrible this series.
He hasn't been great.
When we do our superstar tier list in the finals, he low-key might be down in like the D or F tier based on the way he's played. And that's kind of sad to see because he's just not been good.
Has Gobert outplayed him?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, Rudy has. Yeah.
That's insane.
Jokic had a good game 1 and game 5. Games 2 through 4 were like legacy staining terrible stinkers.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
All right.
Last team? My final team, and then you have one more because you have the extra team. All right. Gio, I think we have the series left, right? Pistons Magic?
Yeah.
All right.
That.
So we are going to the Detroit Pistons. Now, much different flavor 3 days ago when they were 3-1 down. Now, they're obviously 3-2. They can force a Game 7 tomorrow at the time of filming. But by the time you guys see this, the series will be over, regardless of how many it ends. And to be quite honest with you, it doesn't matter what happens unless they win the championship. So that's really the only time, or unless they get to the finals, where this won't apply. But my shocking truth about the Detroit Pistons is that they just wasted their easiest shot at a championship. By far, this was a free lick at the finals, and you decided to not get a second scoring option next to Cade Cunningham. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they messed up.
Ridiculous.
They messed up.
You literally went into the season. You were the 6th seed last year, had a good year, and then this season, when Indiana's a non-factor, didn't think Boston would be a factor this year, although they turned out to be. We knew the Knicks made changes. We knew the Magic made changes. We knew a bunch of these teams made changes. The Pistons seemed like the one team that was kind of set for the future, with Jaden Ivey coming back from his broken leg and Jalen Duren in for a good year, a year 4 or 5 leap, whatever year he's in right now. And you have vets like Tobias Harris, and they were lazy in the offseason. You let Tim Hardaway Jr. walk. Obviously, you can't control the Malik Beasley situation. It's unfortunate, but you bring in Duncan Robinson. And then you bring in Kevin Huerter at the trade deadline. But you start off the season great, but it's very glaring that Cade can't do it all himself. And the trade deadline was the perfect chance to do it. There were so many options available. You could have gotten Michael Porter Jr. low-key on the cheap from Brooklyn, and you decide to just bring in Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
You didn't get anything in return for Jaden Ivey, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
And then in the playoffs this year, it's been bad. Like, dude, the Magic have been thoroughly outclassing the Pistons. And you know what the worst part is? Cade's been good, but he's turning the ball over a lot.
Yes.
Duren's been awful, but I'm looking at the stats. They're not bad for a 3rd or 4th option.
3rd option, yeah.
But with no second option, not only does Duren wind up having to be the second option, and he can't do that because he's just not playing good enough.
It's really Tobias.
Tobias Harris is 88 years old.
Yeah.
There's only so much he can do, and he's also becoming one of the more underappreciated players because he's just steady hands for both Detroit and for Philly.
Yeah.
But that's why Cade's turnovers are so high, because there's no spacing. This team can't shoot.
He's trying to force passes, create offense.
Put it this way:
tough.
when Shea's driving in the paint, you can't double or triple team him because there's shooters on the outside.
Exactly.
the Cade's gravity with no spacing, everyone just contracts to the middle.
Yeah.
And
That's how it was. That's how it was for Russ. That's why he had so many turnovers.
It just baffles me when you win 60 games with all these contenders up in the air or out of the picture, and you just be lazy and just think this is the team I want to roll out in the playoffs. And now that it's been found out, to me, this has been a joke.
Yeah.
I think the only solution, Trajan Langdon's going to do something in the offseason, obviously, because he's going to know what's going on with Giannis and also with Indy coming back. And they want to stay in that top 3. So you're going to have to make a trade for somebody. If it's going to be a scorer, obviously, and whoever's on the market for a scoring-wise, that's not at a point guard, obviously, is going to be in the conversation, whether that's Booker, Zion, any of those guys.
You could throw Mitchell in there, too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could do that. I mean, it's kind of hard because it's the same conference with Cleveland, but I think it's something that's going to have to get done.
I don't think it matters at that point.
Because even if they do lose in this series in 6 or 7 or win in 7, I think change is coming. I think Langdon's going to have to give JB some more help because JB can only do so much with what he has.
Yeah.
And the injuries are a factor. It sucks that Jaden Ivey had that whole situation come about with Chicago when he got traded. And it sucks with Malik Beasley as well, but it's out of your control. That's the problem. You can't control people and what they do on their outside lives, unfortunately. They're all human beings at the end of the day and make their own decisions as adults.
I mean, Ivy also just wasn't good this season.
Yeah,
anyway,
that too. Yeah. I mean, even when he came back, something was clearly wrong with how he was playing.
I mean, broke his leg. It's not an easy injury to come back
on a
from.
really freak play as well.
Well, yeah, just like Gordon Hayward. He hasn't been the same since that injury affected him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all. Go ahead, G.
Last team. Close it out so we can watch his game.
Exactly.
Close it out.
Okay, so we got the Magic, as you said.
Yep.
The most shocking truth about them is that an 8 seed is about to beat a 1 seed. That's number 1.
Yeah. Well, it just happened 3 years ago.
Wait, what was that?
The Heat and the Bucks.
Oh, right.
And the Heat made the finals.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. And then my other shocking truth. Wait, before I say that, no one saw that coming, by the way, except for Fetty. I didn't tell you guys this.
Really?
Fetty predicted this. He said the Pistons are frauds. Just how I said the Cavs are frauds. Fetty said the same thing about the Pistons. Yeah, so the Magic are indeed the most physically dominant team in the NBA. So we thought it was the Pistons. It's actually the Magic.
No, I
thought it was the Pistons.
I think it's still the Thunder. It's gotta be, bro.
You know what? They're the best at everything.
They're just so good.
Right.
I hate it. They're so good at everything.
Is the Thunder and then everyone else?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Magic are the second most physical.
The Thunder are right now the apotheosis of the NBA.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, their physicality is amazing. Paolo Banchero, he is a playoff riser. That's also a shocking truth that I'm coming to find out right now. So that's shocking. Everything I said about Paolo during the regular season, he's proving me wrong. So yeah, I actually love to see it. I'm rooting for him. So
I know. I mean, listen, the team on paper should work, and the players are phenomenal in what they do.
Yeah.
The thing with them is that we were waiting for that to mesh to happen, and it's happening in the playoffs.
Yeah. Better late than never.
Wendell Carter is shining, and it's making my just hate for him look a lot better because he's doing a lot better.
Yeah.
France's injuries again, unfortunate. That guy's always hurt every other month. I feel like at this current moment in time,
and they're all freak accidents too.
Yeah, and Desmond Bane is that shooter they needed.
Desmond Bane
steps up big. I mean, it sucks what they gave up for the 4 first-round picks, but in the end game, those picks could also not convey to anything good.
Yeah, they're pretty bad picks.
Their bench. I mean, I haven't seen much of Anthony Black. I don't know.
He's played all right.
He had 20 points last night.
Good.
Oh, he did? Okay, fair enough.
And then the other dude, Kane, what's his name?
Jamal Kane.
The guy that just absolutely destroyed
on a two-way deal.
Holy
starting
crap.
as well.
No, he's on a standard contract. 2-way players can't play in the playoffs.
So somebody on SportsCenter said that wrong because
he started the season on a 2-way contract and they converted him for March 1st.
But no, he's super athletic.
Yeah, and then, you have guys like Tristan Da Silva that always stretch the floor.
Goga.
Yeah. Mo Wagner has not been playing a lot either. So Goga's been that guy.
They got some guys, man.
Yeah, they
got some guys.
Again.
Yeah. I think the Paolo just needed a performance like he did against Philadelphia to wake the F up.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so mad at that performance when I watched Paolo freaking Banchero turn into Benjamin Simmons before my very eyes. He's definitely heard the noise. He saw the slander from everybody, and he woke up, and he delivered. And look, the Magic are just imposing their will on the Pistons' flaws. The Pistons don't have a second scoring option. The Magic aren't even scoring that great this series. It's just the Pistons can't score.
That's probably it.
We're seeing such awful offense in the Eastern Conference this year. It's ridiculous.
Except for the Knicks.
I would say the Knicks, and I would also say the Hawks for the first half of the series, and I would say the Celtics and Sixers at times as well. So that's really been the main thing. But the Magic's defense can take them very far. I do still think that they are a piece away from contending for a title.
Yeah.
I do think they're going to have to get off of one of Franz, Paolo, or Bane.
They need a point guard.
They do. And Suggs just isn't the answer, unfortunately.
He's solid, but he's not the guy.
Even then, like deeper into the playoffs, we might not see Paolo have these generational performances.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we'll have to just see what happens, and we'll see how far they can get, and how far they can get could determine if Jamal Mosley is safe or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, that concludes the one shocking truth on every NBA playoff team. Let us know down in the comments, what was the most shocking truth that you heard today? And what's the most shocking truth for your team? And boys, do we have anything else to say before we get into the outro?
That's all for me, man. I'm done.
All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of episode number 106 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Giovanni, G of the week and word of the week. What do we got?
Okay. So I'm reading this comment right now from Will Nolan.
Oh, God.
He's not going to be the G of the week. Don't worry. I'm just reading it and I'm laughing to myself.
More rage bait.
Actually, no, because he's actually being nice for once.
Oh, wow.
But G of the week. Oh, wait. We've done him for G of the week already. So I think we're going to go with, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. You want to do a word of the week while you at least look?
Word of the week. Let's do, have I done sleep before? Because I'm so
Never.
dang tired.
Yeah, it's 12:01 a.m. So type in sleep.
Yeah, let's do sleep.
Because we're clearly not getting enough of it tonight.
No.
But thankfully tomorrow's Friday, so we will have some time to relax. Usually we film these on Wednesdays, but my eye infection would not allow me to record on Monday and Wednesday. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, while Gio looks for the comment for the G of the week, obviously we got tons more playoff streams and playoff content coming at you for the next few weeks. And, you know, as we kind of get towards the finals, we're going to start taking a look back at the whole season scope, bringing back the eliminated teams. And, you know, I don't want to give too much away of what we're going to do, but it should be a lot of fun. And as you guys know, we are bringing back both the summer of tier lists and the preseason power rankings, which should be a lot of fun. Be sure as well, because this is dropping on the 4th, Sunday, May 10th, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. We will be live for the NBA draft lottery, where we will see what happens with the Brooklyn Nets, what happens in the final lottery before Adam Silver destroys the NBA with whatever that monstrosity was. If you guys want to go check that out, go back into the previous few segments. And yeah, so I'm just going to cut it here for Gio to look for a G of the week, because I can only hold.
Okay, I found it.
Okay, yeah.
LeBron James commented, Gio is the GOAT. Please respond, Gio. Here's my response. LeBron James, you're the GOAT.
There you
Actually,
go.
no. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. But you, LeBron James, 14P, are the GOAT.
Isn't it LeBro James?
You're right. It is LeBron James.
He was spamming that in the stream chat last week.
I
If you guys
love
do
this
want to be
guy.
a G of the week, you got to be active in the comments and in the stream chats. So yeah, obviously, if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, get us to 11,000 subs. We are so close.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll hit it by the time this comes out. If you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, leave a review, answer the polls, all that good stuff. Follow our socials at Floor Spacer Pod on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Personal ones are on the screen right here. You see my guy, Giovanni. Get him to 1 million Instagram followers.
Run it up.
Be sure to follow the Twitch, join the Discord, check out the House of Highlights content, tune into the streams. And boys, do we have anything else to say before we head on out of here for the week?
That's it, man. I'm out. We out, bro. Deuces.
Let's go to sleep. We hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. We love you all endlessly. Giovanni Squitieri picked Thanasis Antetokounmpo as his greatest athlete of all time, and we'll see you all next week in episode 107. Peace out.
Deuce.